Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here. Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Red Small make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich. Jones one, all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
From the corporate Peter Low Shack, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio, bizarre. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, betting with the bag and you love it. We want it top 10, we above it. LECHE.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday, February 6th. Thank you for watching Betting with the Bag right here on Pub Sports Radio. The time to make money is now. We have a small card for us that we are going to be able to deep dive in. I'm very excited. We have Justin Mcelvy, Wine Time Sports, joining us. It's a great crew, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I think our ROI is going to be very strong with this small slate and this time to dive into these games. Shout out to all the cappers joining us, man. Res Mob catching Cincinnati first half. Thing of beauty, man. Thing of beauty. They dominated the first half. I was very impressed with West Virginia coming back in that game. But thing of beauty. Yale first half -8.5. Yale, of course, coming off of the loss to Harvard. Upset loss. I mean, that I love the look, Rez. I love the look. I've not moved on any of these. I'm not afraid of lines getting away from me on a small slate. I think that the cash flow information is going to be important. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried here. It's not like, when we have 62 games, and let me just get this here for the Yale spot. I don't know how I missed it. When you have 62 games, there'll be lines that will get away. We see it often, especially in the smaller conferences. What the hell, man? There we go. Brown, Yale. Let's get this right here. I don't have that many. Usually I have pages of notes. Not today. Stacks play today 1 and 2. We're going to get those alive from our guy, Justin McKelvey. Let me make sure I got that listed here. I want to talk very quickly off the top about the Olympic hockey tournament that's coming up. I just want to say some things out loud, kind of lock them in. Justin McKelvey, Nuke Worker, Jeffrey Blue in the house, Wine Time ready to get to work. There's Nasty Nate, 47 more days till Pub 5, and we have another recent booker. Our guy, Jay Peasy, has booked Pub 5, man. Jay Peasy will be rolling with us at the Southtown 101. I got my Pub 4 shirt on, man. I'm pumped up. Let me get Stacks down here right under Res. And let me write also 47 more days. 47 more days. We got Sham, Nicholas Handy, Kong's clips. By the way, we did premiere our Super Bowl video yesterday, and it was great. Jose did a great job. We screwed up. There was one take of Kong's that didn't have audio. So we fixed it and uploaded it again. So, we won't see the 400 views. It's not about that. It's about doing it right. So it's up now. It's only been up for about 3 or 4 hours. So if you could, even if you watch the first one, if you could go to our latest one, the new one, and just, hit the like, leave a comment, get it rolling would help, because we did lose out on those 400 views from the initial premiere last night. And thank you guys so much for checking out the premiere as well. Spooner in the house. This is a Spoons kind of day, man. All basketball all the time. Redman, AOD. Great to see everybody. Vaughn, Polo. What happened to the video last night? The video last night, we just didn't, look, what's more important to me? It's just very simple. Who cares about 400 views? Let's get Kong right. Our guy Kong, man. We need to hear Kong. If there's something wrong with Kong, let's fix it. Who cares about the views? Shout out to our guy Kong's clips. What a beast. Von Polo, by the way, you're money in the video, man. You were so good on camera. It's like when I watch you on camera, I'm like, well, why do we have this all-star sitting on the bench? We need more Von Polo on camera. Man, you're just so money and comfortable on camera. Great to see all of you guys. Free bands is in. Thank you for. We got lots. Sorry. Everything just kind of sped up for me here. Dougie Wise says, what a game. Lakers showed heart without Luka. They played great. He no ball, ready to get to work. Ronnie Lofton. We got 9 Legacy with a flank steak play of the day. AOD says, great play on the Wizards. Look, I lost the under in that game. And what happened is not happened in any of these, where the first half has been completely done under, and then the third quarter explodes, so I couldn't even move live on it. Totals getting the best of me. The Wizards was a great cap. How am I not sitting with I went 2-2 in NBA yesterday. I had 2 sides. They were smash and grabs, no doubt winners, and the 2 totals lost. Why, got to stay away from totals, even though that is an edge and angle that's worked for me. I just got to do what I can to stay away from totals. I know we're gonna have stacks live here, but let me just make sure that we have it copied and pasted as well, so I can reference back to it. There, I screwed up the first copy and paste. Swiggy in the house. His NFL confidence pool live until kickoff. Jose Perez, Tone Miggins in the house. AM ready to get to work. Joseph Gomez says Detroit pulling people late and Durant injury killing a lot of NBA parlays. I guess. Saturated. Great to see you. Tone Miggins levels play today. Murray State moneyline. Bradley plus 4.5, and Bam over. Thank you for sharing that with us, Tone. I got that copied and pasted. Christopher Ing says the Spurs are winning the NBA title this year. Such a fan of Wemby. Well, that would make all my pain go away. Gone. Poof. That would be very wonderful. I don't even remember what I have the numbers at right now. I think it's 33-1. I have to go back over it. 33. I have to go back over it. Great to see all of you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. Oh, Von Polo, I mean it, man. You are so money. You're so money. UNLV 94. Dougie Wise in the house. I'm excited. And Christopher Ing, get down to Texas and hang out with us at Pub 5. We need you, Christopher Ing, in person, man. Pubapalooza 5, man. We're going to be talking about a lot. I'm so pumped up. Okay, I would like to talk about the Olympic tournament here. And I spent a lot of time on it last night. Hours and hours on it. And I still have not made any bets. I just want to talk about the psychology behind a tournament like this. Now, I've studied the futures market. The futures market's one thing. The game-to-game is a different thing. Now, I talked about how the Canadian or American teams don't win in Europe. And it's a little more tricky than just that simple. We being Canada, did break a 62-year drought of winning in Europe in the 2014 Olympics, the last Olympics in Sochi. Now, that was played on Olympic-size ice rinks. Remember that these rinks that we're playing on here in Italy are 3 feet shorter than the small NHL rinks. I went over every single game that happened in 2014, and then I started thinking, well, I don't want to get too caught up in it. The reason why I went over every single game was because I am extremely excited about the tournament. When you're excited about something, you romanticize it. So immediately, I'm very high, and I'll get into my futures. I'm very high on Switzerland and Germany. No, they're not Olympic-sized rinks. They're smaller than NHL rinks. So this is just crucial stuff. And I'm going to put together a video with Jose. I'll probably come out on Monday or something for my futures, and I'll dive into everything more. I just want to talk about the initial thought process here. I love hockey. I haven't had best on best in the Olympics for 12 years. When I was a kid, it was all I wanted was best on best international hockey. So immediately, I have been looking at Sweden, Switzerland, Germany, romanticizing the lineups, expecting them to win. I went over what happened in 2014 after doing this, and I thought, what is the main thing? Despite Italy and France being in this 12-team field, what is the main thing that I believe will happen here at the Olympics? And it's parity. It's parity. I wish this was on an Olympic ice rink because then it would be easier to fade North America and Canada because that's how you can make money in Olympic tournaments. You fade North America. And Sweden minus 5.5, it should be Italy plus 5.5. Switzerland minus 3.5 should be France plus 3.5. If you go through the 2014 and Slovenia was the Italy or France, none of these games, and I mean none of them, were margin victories. They were all close games. The public is going to be hammering these favorites. And so I think that we need to be on almost all of the dogs, especially as this opens, because everybody who loves hockey is going to think like me at first. Look at Sweden's lineup. Look at just the dream of it. Look at America's lineup. And it's just not like that anymore. With the smaller ice rink too, there's just not going to be enough space. So my initial feeling of being on, look at the setup for gamblers to take shots. Sweden -5.5 is +120. Switzerland -3.5 is +125. Germany -1.5 is +125. They're not giving you any other alt lines at this point. They are giving you money lines, but they're trying to coax us. They're trying to trick us into betting these favorites at plus money spots to win by margin. And I think that we need to bet against it. Now, if we're going to be betting Italy and France and these teams that don't have NHLers on them, then we need to wait because the public's going to come in and hammer these favorites. So that's sort of where I went. So I opened with wanting Sweden and Switzerland, and then 6 hours later, I'm like, no, everybody's going to be doing that. Every single person who loves hockey is going to be betting these super teams to be super. And the truth is there's parity in hockey right now. And so my plan is to bet the dogs and bet them early and take risks. And also sitting here down 11 units, after 450 bets in NHL, I want to make money in this Olympic tournament. I'm going to try and make money in this Olympic tournament. At this point, the winning continent, Europe at +260. Sweden to win gold at +750. I'm going to have 2 top 3 finishes. Now, again, I haven't locked these in yet. I'm still kind of formulating. Switzerland at 4-1 and Germany at 11-1. Switzerland and Germany are going to be bet on, especially when they're dogs. The Group B winner, Sweden -150. And then I think I'm going to take a shot at a couple top goal scorers. I think. I might do 3, maybe 2. And again, they won't be full unit bets. Draisaitl at 25-1. That's the main one. Willie Nylander at 18-1. And then I'm deciding who to take a shot with on the Swiss team. But it is the Swiss and German teams that appeal to me the most. I just want to quickly touch on Germany. That first line, whoever's playing with Draisaitl and Stützle, that first line is going to be spectacular. Absolutely incredible. So maybe it isn't Draisaitl for the number 1 goal. Maybe it should be Stützle. And then with Switzerland. Oh, and then another thing about they also have Moritz Seider on defense. Germany's going to be so good, so much better than they're rated to be. And then Switzerland, we have, Fiala and Hischier, Kurashev, Pius Suter, Nino Niederreiter, Timo Meyer. The main thing, though, is on defense. You have Roman Josi and J.J. Moser. So that's the beginning thoughts. The first games are Wednesday morning, and we're going to be hammering it. Joseph says, would you go under on the big favorite games as well? I think so. I believe so. I just think the cleaner situation is going to be sides. But yes, I think that we're going to have to wait. Unless you're betting favorites, if you're betting dogs and unders, you're going to have to wait and let the public come in and romanticize this shit, just like I did. Look, I'm 46 years old, and I still, like a kid, I was like, just dreaming of Sweden's lineup and thinking about, oh man, they're gonna beat Italy 8-1. So everybody's going to be doing that. So that's the plan for the Olympics. It's going to be all these dogs, especially off the hop. And if you look at Italy's lineup and if you look at France's lineup, a lot of these guys have been playing with each other on their club teams. Look at this. Like if you look at Team Italy, you have HC Bolzano. We have four of the forwards are from HC Bolzano. They're all, and then we have 2 defensemen from HC Bolzano and HC Bolzano's goaltender. They're going to know where each other are all over the ice. Also, that Sweden-Latvia line is, the America-Latvia line, USA at -3.5, that's going to get hammered. And of course, what do we need to do? Bet Latvia. Not now, but that 3.5 will turn into a 4.5, and Latvia should be bet. They have 2 NHL goaltenders with Latvia. And then final thought here, final thought here with, let me just get, so we talked about Italy with all the Bolzanos. Let's just talk about France really quickly. Their a little different because they've got players, playing in not just in France. So you know what? Actually, now going over this one more time, France maybe doesn't work with this. This is an Italy thing. All these guys on Italy are playing together. Italy should be backed game 1 against Sweden. So that is the Olympic talk, and we'll talk more about it. Let's roll. Ski Profit in the house. Great to see you, Ski. We are starting with NCAA basketball and then rolling into NBA. It's all basketball here all the time, and we have just the cappers to rock with us. Great to see you, Ski. Great to see all of you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. Twisted 24/7 in the house. Coin. Great to see all you guys. Let's get to work. Let's bring on the stars of Friday programming here. Betting with the Bag. I am so excited that our first guest is back with us, a new father. We missed him dearly. Now, we were holding down the fort on these Fridays, and I watched Justin McCelvy take his capping to the next level, man. I'm so excited with this all basketball card where we get to break down each and every single game on the card together, which is great opportunity for us. But we have missed our next guest coming to us from Los Angeles, California, and we'll be at Pub 5. Please welcome our guy, Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, what's good, man? How are you?
Jim in the Bag. Happy Friday. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Nasty Nate in there. AOD, Ski Profit, my guy, Oldie, everyone out there. Shout out to you guys. Excited to cap this card, Jimmy. It's all basketball all the time, like you said. And this is a perfect card for us. I've already got 5 plays that's in the queue, ready to just hit the submit button. I just want to cap it out with you guys. So looking forward to it. I haven't tweeted anything out, and I haven't made anything official or placed anything. So
I'm the same way.
Let's get to it, man. Let's bring on our next guy.
I'm right here. Dope to have Ski Profit in the chat, too. He's been running very, very hot right now. So great to have his insights. Great to have all of your insights here. Let's bring on our next guest, star of the Stacks Play of the Day. And, man, while you were gone, Wine Time, there were some NBA breakdowns from our next guest that just blew me away and put money in my pocket or got me off of losers. I'm excited for us all to work together. It's great to have you back. He wasn't with us last Friday. Man, this guy's championing to get back in business with us. Please welcome from Pennsylvania, by way of Georgia, start a Stacks Play today, our guy Justin McCelvy.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Justin, what's good, man? How are you?
Pretty good. How are you? Wine time.
Let's go, Stacks. You already know I'm already loaded up. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready. Where Jimmy's at?
Oh, man, I have no booze in the house. I've been drying out like a clown. I said I wouldn't have a drink till the Super Bowl about 2 weeks ago. So I'm just
real quick. I don't think you've seen it. Ski asked about what time the NBA show going to be. He put it in the comment. I don't think you've seen it.
Yeah. Well, soon. 45 minutes or so. We have just 9 games, I think 9 or 8 games in college basketball. So we're going to close with NBA. We do like to really pull each layer back of NBA. I know it's an absolute mess right now around the trade deadline, but it doesn't stop. Every time I start capping it, I love it. Like, I love all the moves. I love all the it's an absolute mess with the tanking, and it takes time. You can't. It's not just I can look at the hockey card and see like 4 bets. I'm like, okay, I know I'm gonna move on these. NBA is a little more difficult. Let's get to work, fellas. Thank you guys for joining us. We start in college basketball, 6 p.m. Eastern. Loyola-Chicago Ramblers 6-18, 2-9 in the A10 at the Davidson Wildcats, 13-9, 5-5 in the A10. We're in Davidson, North Carolina. Loyola comes in off snapping a 9-game losing streak with a 71-61 win at home over LaSalle on Tuesday. They lost at home to Davidson badly, 79-64, back on Wednesday, January 7th. Wildcats coming off their 3rd loss in 4 games, falling 91-82 at home to the Pelicans on Tuesday. They played well. I mean, we know how good St. Louis is. Neither team is moving the ball quickly. I mean, these are 2 of the slowest total possession teams in the country. Loyola right now 307th in total possessions. Davidson 344th in total possessions. So let's take a look at the line history and get this one set up. We will start with Justin and hand it over to Wine Time. We have Loyola-Chicago plus 10 at minus 105. This is taking a lot of movement. This opened up at plus 10 at 104. 5 hours, 20 minutes later, it's a 12.5. It's a 2-point move towards the favorite. That went away in a huge, huge hurry. All of a sudden, that 12.5, we're sitting here at 9:30 in the morning. It's a 9. A huge move back to Loyola-Chicago. Now it's gone back to a 10. So here we are right from where we started, but a lot went down to get back to where we started. A 5-cent move overall to Davidson. When we get to the total here in this one, we have a 138.5. It opened up at 138.5, dropped down to 138, got back to 138.5. So no movement there. And when we get to the cash flow here, we have 55% of the tickets and 69% of the cash on Loyola-Chicago. We see Circa with the 10. Circa opened this up at 12. Now, they did bring it all the way down to 9.5, but that's a big move from Circa. It's a big move from Circa. I don't really like fading teams that come off playing the best team in the conference. You know, it sharpens them up, is my belief. And the Wildcats are coming off playing the Pelicans here. And we have Spooner in the chat here. He picked that perfect time to move on to Loyola-Chicago. 12.5 he's sitting on with Loyola-Chicago. Justin Mcelvy, game 1 here. Ramblers, Wildcats, in Davidson, North Carolina. Your thoughts?
Well, hearing Spoon on, that might help a little bit. I had 2. I didn't get to nothing yet, but I got Chicago written down. I want to get there. They both play, like you said, they both play slow. It was either Loyola-Chicago or the under for me. Just the way they just, like, it seemed like both these teams, like, will just walk the ball up the court and play at a very, very slow pace. And with the rematch, but I try to stop putting that, like, revenge and rematches. I try to take that out my cap because those spots really ain't like that no more. So, and then I missed the number, and I feel like you. And especially now seeing Spoon, I never even seen a 12.5. So the fact that he got 12.5, and right before the show, I was looking at the 10.5. And then now you right here, the screen say 9. I can't get there. That's 3 points I done lost. 3.5 points I done lost. But I don't know. Maybe y'all can help me get there.
Well,
you can get a 10 right now.
Yeah, if you want to get there, you have to wait. I think it's moving back. I don't think it'll ever get back to 12.5.
No, but if I can get 11 or a 10.5.
I like it too. My only problem, I mean, we don't have a lot of, we'll have to see how our card comes together, but we don't have a ton of games here. And so maybe there'll be no games where it correlates perfectly. But, and I put Twisted's comment on the screen here. You know, he said, Davidson's good, but they've just not been covering big numbers. He says, I live 15 minutes from Davidson, watching my whole life. Love to bet them at home, but double digits is just too much. And AM says 10.5s are available here. So
Twisted also like that under.
And let's just take another look at what's gone on with that line history quickly again on that under.
Yeah, it's
just sitting there at 138.5.
Yeah.
Did you read the money splits on the total?
Yeah, we have 55% of the tickets, 69% of cash on Loyola. I mean, it's clear, sharp action on Loyola. 80% of tickets on the under, 94% of cash on the under. There's that much money on the under, and this is a 139 and a 139.5 on the legal books. It's the 138.5 on the offshores. Let's hear from our guy, Wine Time Sports, Ramblers, Wildcats. Take it away.
Yeah, when I was capping this game this morning, I haven't moved on anything in this game, but I wanted to take a look at the under. I saw that it moved a little bit, but then when I looked at the money split about an hour ago, when it finally got updated, probably enough bets came in on it. I saw all this money on the under, and it's not really moving down, so that's what ultimately got me off. And then I was kind of looking at a first half team total under maybe, and I was thinking for Loyola-Chicago first half team total under, and 3 of my books will not available. Cannot take it. I could take their full game, but that's the only game on the board, which is really interesting on like 3 different books that I use that aren't giving me the first half team total on Loyola-Chicago. Giving me Davidson, just not Loyola-Chicago. So a little bit weird there. So I'm not going to – I couldn't take it in the full game team total. I don't really want to take that either because I feel like this game could go over with all this money coming in on the under, and it's not really doing much. Circa has only put this to a 139, and Circa opened this up at a 139. So I don't really think a lot of bets are probably coming in on this total yet. It's still early on in the day. I mean, it's 9:30 over here on the West Coast. I know it's later over there, but I think as the day goes on, curious to see what they do with this total. If it doesn't move, it might be an over spot. So I'm going to wait. I wanted the under, but now I might want the over depending on if the money keeps coming in on the under and they don't move it. I will take the over, and I have not been taking totals at all. But this one kind of, I don't know. This one I kind of want to take. So nothing official for me right now. But
one last note though, one time, and I want you to answer this for me, because I don't have the answer. Not because I'm setting you up. I don't have it. We have Wager Talk board here saying that 80% of the tickets, 88% cash on the under. Now, I've talked with Troy all about this, and I still don't have an answer. What we think is that this Odds Logic board, Wager Talk board, is giving us, with the books that they're showing us, the sharper action. When we go over to Action Network, and I've looked into them, I know they're not being audited, and they have over 40 books that they're using. They have 84% of the tickets and 83% cash on the over.
Wow.
So what the hell do you do with that information? And I can hear Spoon saying, put a line through it. Throw that shit away. I think more info is important, but what the hell do you do with that? 84 and 83 on the over, according to Action. 80 and 88 on the under, according to Odds Logic. What do you do with that?
So whenever I cap these games, I usually have the Odds Logic board in the Action Network popped up. I didn't actually look at the ticket splits for the total in this one. And, sometimes we don't believe in action, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to believe in sometimes. But to me, if they're both giving us two different sides of the story, it's probably just best to stay off. But if the line's not moving, I don't know. It's a tough spot. I want to trust Odds Logic over Action Network at this point, but totals have always kind of been fishy over the last probably year and a half. I mean, I remember 2 seasons ago in baseball, that's when it really started getting weird on Action Network, when it said all the money was on the over in every single game. That's when it started getting weird. I don't know. I think I'm going to just stay away from this total in general. It's just a stay off spot, I think, at this point. I don't have enough. I don't think I want to actually put money on this game. Like I said, if I believed in one site and this doesn't change, I would probably take the over. But
I believe in the Odds Logic Wager Talk board.
Yeah,
we stopped using Action, but I'm always interested. I don't know. I just like looking for info. It's hard when you're getting two sites telling you completely different stories. It's better off not hearing any of the stories, kind of thing. So
exactly. If it was my cap alone, but my cap alone doesn't get me paid, Jim. If I did my cap alone, I'd be probably down a lot of money. It's the market, the market. It's big in my cap. So, with that being said, I'll probably just stay away from this game. No interest in a side. I think the value's kind of lost with Loyola-Chicago. If you got the 12.5, I think you're in good hands. Because the book's obviously adjusted. It's down to a 10, 10.5, depending on where you're looking right now. I'm getting a 10. But I'm just going to pass on this game.
I am interested. I understand that Loyola-Chicago is the sharp action here. I don't like fading any team in basketball after playing an elite team, especially in college. It's different than NBA. But so I'm hesitant to move on Loyola-Chicago. If this comes back to a 10.5 or an 11, we can talk about it again and look at the card and see if, we need action. So, Spooner, great job getting the 12.5. Let's roll on. 7 p.m. Eastern, the Dayton Flyers, 15-8, 6-4 in the A10 at the VCU Rams, 17-6, 8-2 in the A10. We're at the Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia is a great city, man. I enjoyed my time there very, very much. The restaurant I went to is still, it's been like 4, 5, 6. God, how long has it been? 6 years. I remember like it was yesterday. It felt like an opium den. It was so cool. It's called Le Possum, L''. And man, it's like you're sitting in an opium den, drinking wine, eating French food. Fuck, man. It was so cool. Dayton snapped their 4-game losing streak with a 72-70 win at home over St. Bonaventure on Tuesday. This is their first matchup this year with VCU. VCU comes in off their 6th straight win, 63-59 at Fordham on Tuesday. So when you look at these teams and where is the edge, or, obviously VCU sitting 8-2 in the A10, very talented. It's rebounding. VCU is excellent, especially on the offensive boards. Dayton is poor rebounding, especially them. Offense, they do no offensive rebounds. So VCU on the glass does have a big advantage in this one. Here we have another total that's not moved, 149, just sitting at 149. And then from a point spread here, we have Dayton +7. They opened up at 6.5. They moved up to 7.5 yesterday. This is all yesterday at 4:20 p.m. Comes back at 7:30 in the morning, back to a 7.5 point move back. And we get to the cash flow here for this one. We have 69% of the ticket, 64% of the cash on Dayton. The line is, clearly moving to VCU. Again, first matchup with VCU. Wine Time, take it away.
Wow, La Possum. This place looks bomb, Jim. You got me looking at food stuff now. Their filet looks pretty good over there. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia, man. I had to look that up. So.
Oh, man, it was so perfect. Like for where I'm at in life, like I walked in, I was like, it was so dark, right? It was so dark. It looked, and I swear, I thought it was fucking 1904. They're gonna hand me some opium, a bunch of fucking authors and poets over there in the corner, and let's get high. Like that's what I thought exactly was gonna happen. Wine Time, take it away here, Dayton, VCU.
Yeah, I'm on VCU here. This is going to be my first official play that I give out on the show. Opened up at a 6.5. We're seeing 7.5, sevens at some spots. I guess I'm pretty much seeing 7.5s everywhere. That's what I'm getting. That's what's kind of been on the board for the last hour or two since I've been looking at this. And this is in the queue, and this is the one I want to make official. It's still the same line right now, -7.5, -110 here. Kind of interesting that the public's coming in and hammering Dayton. I just think VCU at home it's a good spot for them being at home, and the market's moved it a point and a half at some spots right now. I think that this is probably going to end up getting to an 8. Circa moved this to a 7.5. This opened up at a 7 last night. With the money coming in on Dayton, to me, this is just a VCU spot at home. So give me VCU. I think they're going to lay the hammer on these guys. I think they win by double digits here. So even if this gets to an 8, I think that they're going to beat these guys by double digits. So first official play, I'm on VCU -7.5, -110.
I like it. I like it because you have, by the way, we got Ronnie Crawford's action in, and his NCAA play day is the Davidson Wildcats at -10. NBA, it's Milwaukee +1.5. We'll go over all those spots. And Ron, thank you so much for sharing that with us. And Presidential Minded King taking Loyola-Chicago money line first half. And Coop Sum shouting out Richmond and La Possum. He said, this is a spot, man. God, so cool. So I get this because Dayton did snap their losing streak. They get a chance to feel okay about it. It's not like they're, on edge and their coach on it. They kind of can, relax for a second. I think this, I get this bet here. Matty Ice has VCU double result. Was going over my record and my double results have not been cashing, and I lost again with Montana yesterday. They were up 8 with 6 minutes left and lose the game by margin. Take it away for us here, Justin, my man. Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia, Rams, Flyers.
Yeah, a whole lot of VCU love, a whole lot. Speaking of Virginia, my niece moved down there, and I actually want to go to one of these VCU games in Richmond because she lives in Centersville. And the last time I went there, I stayed in a little hotel outside of Richmond. But I kind of want to get there. I'll be following these games throughout the course of the years. And this is one time, I guess I'm going to have to go up against Wine Time, Spoon, and probably Jimmy. But I really like Dayton here. Dayton +7.5, -120 in stacks play day number 1. Yeah, VCU's on a 6-game win streak. They've covered 1 out of those whole 6 games. Dayton, they was on a losing streak. And usually when the team breaks their losing streaks, I want to fade them. I think this one continues. Well, I don't think they're going to win the game, but I think they're going to use that as a motivation spot and beat the Bonnies. Now you got VCU in a rival game on a Friday night. Go in there and keep it close. VCU struggled with Fordham the last game, and I guess you want to say it's a look-ahead spot to Dayton. I don't think so. You can't look past for Dayton over Fordham. You should blue Fordham out. The fact that you ain't covering, I like Dayton. It's not popular, so I don't know. Sometimes being on the islands are good, so y'all ain't give me anxiety this time. I'll go against y'all one time for the one time.
Dayton, sorry, I would have had you open this up. I didn't. Sorry, I got caught up.
When you had me open up the first game, I was like, damn, I should have opened up the second game.
Yeah, no, that was my fault.
One time started screaming VCU, it worked. So I'll be watching this game.
My fault. And when you do go to Richmond, Virginia, you got to go to the Possum. You got to go there. You got to just.
I wrote that down because as soon as you said it was dark, yeah,
Oh yeah, you'll walk in, you'll be like, oh yeah, like it's just.
that's my type of spot. I like everything dark, black curtains.
Yeah, it's like that too. It's yeah. I don't need to hit it again, but yeah, you got to go there for me.
And since Ski's in the chat, that's one thing Ski always say. So everybody like VCU, huh? Okay.
Yeah. No, I get it. Now the board is telling us that 69% of the tickets, 64% of cash is on Dayton. Obviously, that's what helped the appeal to Wine Time. But Stacks play of the day number 1 right here in Richmond, Virginia. Stacks play of the day is Dayton plus 7.5 minus 120.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Nasty Nate says Southtown's dark. It is too. Southtown 101 is heaven.
We need Stacks at Pub 5, Jim. We need him there. I texted him yesterday about it, and I'm in his head now.
Need him bad. I don't want to put too much pressure on him.
No, Wonton did that yesterday.
Okay, good. Good. All right, let's roll on. We hit the Ivy League John J. Lee Amphitheater. Of course, that's where the Ivy League athletes play basketball in an amphitheater. New Haven, Connecticut. Brown Bears, Yale Bulldogs. Now, Yale is coming off getting upset by Harvard. 67-65 at home. So we know what to do next Saturday. Bet Yale. Now the odds are look. I should because the books are gonna know that Yale's gonna be extremely angry and want to send a message to Harvard. So maybe it'll be too big of a line, and I shouldn't get. But it was the first thing I thought about. We just like we had in game 1. We have 2 teams that move the ball very slowly. Yale 313th in possessions per game. Brown 236th. And Brown not only moves the ball slow, like Yale moves the ball slow and they're efficient. Brown moves the ball slow and sucks. Brown coming in off their 4th straight loss, their 6 and 7 games, falling 77-70 in overtime at home to Dartmouth on Saturday. And they lost at home to Yale 70-53 back on January 5th. And our guy, Rez Mob, steady mob and respect play of the day is Yale. First half minus 8.5 and minus 110. We have Yale down to a 14. Opened up at 15.5 and didn't move for 12 hours. Moved down to a 15. Now we're at a 14. I find that interesting. I like where Rez is at. As always, we watch Rez crush college. This first half is down right now. I see a 7.5. This opened up at 7:30 here at 8.5. It's now an 8, and it's juiced. If you want the Yale first half minus 8, you get that with no vig, which leads me to believe that even these legal books will have 7.5s on the first half. FanDuel has the 7.5. DraftKings 7.5. Hard Rock 8.5, circa an 8. But circa opened up the first half at 8.5, now at 8. I would like to say that it's not going to bother me at all. I'm going to not care about the line and take Yale first half. The problem is that I do care that it's moving away from it. But I mean, I don't know. Let's hear from you guys. So this total is a 140, opened up at 139.5. Silver Malco on Yale, team total over 77.5. Nasty Nate says this is a Brown spot here. Nutflush Allen in the house. I've been working on Nutflush too. By the way, one last time, just quickly, for the California Cappers, Wine Time in the squad. They're driving to Vegas and flying out of Vegas. It's like a very, very cheap flight. The Spirit doesn't fly to LA anymore. So the squad, these are Tucci's, Wine Time. They're flying right out of Vegas. So Nutflush, that's the plan. I know you love Vegas. Kristen loves Vegas. Go down to Vegas, Nutflush, and then fly out from there. Take it away for us, Justin. Brown, Yale.
Yeah, I texted you later after I sent you the Dayton game this morning before I knew we was doing all the college. And I don't know how I missed this when I was capping it. And I love this spot. I love it so much. It should have been Stacks. I'm on the Yale team total over 77.5 minus 117. and they're just like Alabama. They're not Ivy League. The only thing is like Yale, when they lose, they crush the next team. Like every single time except for one after a loss, they blow people out. The only reason why I'm not on the first half or the full game spread, because they already beat them by 17 earlier in the season. So to blow the team out twice in the same year, and then look at the home games, look at the numbers that Yale done put up, not even including after a loss. 4 out of 5 last times and covered this number, went over it. So coming after a loss, I think it's a smash spot. I don't know if they cover or not, but I think they put up a big number, 80 plus.
Yeah, I wonder if this is a God, I wonder if this is just like, when Pete went to Vegas for the big Spanky-a-thon that everybody loved. They were talking about the books playing head fakes with you. I mean, I wonder if the books put this at a line. Now, look, I don't mean to get too intricate, but the books put it at a line where we say we'll put it at too high of a line for Yale and move it towards Brown to maybe get some of our bigger bettors off thinking that Yale's the side. No, look, I may be putting too much into this, but let's hear from Wine Time here, because that's what they were talking about at Spanky's Bet Bash. They were saying that the books will set up head fakes to get their bigger bettors thinking wrong. I don't. Again, this is conjecture as well, and we're theorizing, and we're going to do a whole lot of that in San Antonio over drinks, man. Wine Time, take it away.
Real quick, before you go, my fault, Wine Time. Before you go, I agree with that because they got to do something. Because anybody who follows these teams and follows college basketball, like they're both going to have to do something to get all these bettors off of Yale. I expected Yale to be public. I expected everyone to have first half spreads. So you got to put a big number to try to chase people off. But I don't know. It worked for me. It chased me off. But I'm not on Brown. I just got the team total. I just wanted to comment on that. My fault, Juan.
No, it's
you're good.
important.
You're good.
70% of the tickets, 66% of the cash is on Yale. So, no, these are important notes. Wine Time, take it away.
Yeah, a little bit confusing here why it's – I wanted Brown since last night when I looked at this game, when I saw this at the 15. Wanted it then, wanted it at the 14.5, and now it's 14 everywhere. I'm looking. I know you could probably get a 14.5 somewhere or pay for it, maybe 115. I don't think you can get it 110 or less. You might be able to at some books. But with that being said, the fact that it's moving towards Brown and all the tickets and money is coming in on Yale – I mean, I don't know who in their right mind is going to bet on Brown after Yale coming off a loss there. Yale usually lays double digits in every single one of their games, period. Every single game this season, it looks like in conference play. They're always a really big favorite. I just think this is too many points. I know Brown's not a very good team. It's going to be a first-round exit when it comes down to their conference tournament time. But I think they can maybe step up in this game. I just don't know if I want the full game or if I want the first half at this point with Brown. I can get a +8 at -115 right now. That's what one of my books is giving me right now. Another one's giving me 7.5 at -105. So I think I want to take the 8 here in the first half rather than the full game. I haven't pulled the trigger on it quite yet. I just kind of wanted to talk it out with you guys, hear what everyone has to say about it. But to me, I think Yale wins this ball game. But I mean, I don't expect them to win by 14 plus points. But I don't know. I could also see them staying tight in that first half and then the second half just falling apart and not covering that big spread. So I don't know which way I want to get involved here, but it's definitely with Brown. I don't want to get involved with Yale here.
Yeah, I want to get involved with Yale. And I also think AM's blowout over, bet the over when a team is a big favorite and the game total under 150. I find the first half for Yale and either the Yale team total over or the game going over, I find it very appealing here. Very appealing. Let's hear. Oh, we heard. So we got Justin's Yale team total over 77.5 -117. Maybe that's a simple way of doing it. I like where you're at. I like the over. I want to be invested in this game, and I think that sitting back and waiting for a little bit longer is fine.
Yeah,
I don't think it hurts. It hurts too much. So there we go. That's our third spot on the board. So at this point, nothing official for you, Wine Time, and close or wanting nothing to do with it.
Close to Brown. I think it lean more towards the first half to +8 because I'm getting a pretty good number there. It is.
So you don't believe in the anger that Yale has from?
No, I don't think so. I think they'll win this game, but I don't think they're angry coming off that loss going against Brown. I mean, I think they know they can beat Brown sleepwalking. So I don't know. To me, this seems like a Brown spot, and market's kind of telling me that. Just surprised Circa opened this up at a 15.5, and they moved it a 1.5. That's pretty big, I feel like. And this is a game that's not probably heavily bet on yet. So I feel like they're kind of inviting more Yale action to come in. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. It's either the +8 or the +14. If I can get a 14.5, I would take the 14.5, but I can't get it anywhere. It's -120 for me and pretty much across the board. And I don't want to take that yet. So I'm going to wait on this. We still got some time.
Huh. Very, very, very interesting. Okay.
If one time you move on Brown, I'm moving on the over. I'm adding the over. Because if you like Brown, that means you like them to keep it close. I just didn't know how much I could count on Brown. I looked at the over. I wasn't sure how much I could count on Brown. I don't know. It's like, I don't know if you just said it, Jimmy, or did I read in Spoon? You lose to Harvard. Like, I just feel like they are going to be mad. And they only put up, 60 or 65 points. I expect a big number, at least 80. So if you like Brown, if you take Brown, I'm taking the over.
And a lot of books aren't going to give you a first half team total, which would be fun as well. DC Capper on Brown +14. Again, this game's going to require more thought. Thought it was a slam dunk situation. Let's talk about the big one. The Johnnies, the Red Storm hosting the UConn Huskies. Huskies 22-1, 12-0 in the Big East. Red Storm 17-5, 10-1 Big East. Madison Square Garden. New York, man. What a place for basketball. UConn comes in off their 18th straight win. 18th, 92-60 at home versus Xavier on Tuesday. This is their first meeting with the Red Storm this season. St. John's comes in off their 8th straight win, 68-56 at DePaul on Tuesday. So this is what we love talking about, especially in NBA. And we're going to have to talk about it with Celtics Heat. Same situation in Celtics Heat. You have St. John's, 37th in possessions per game. This team wants to run up and down the floor like the Heat are going to want to do against the Celtics, who are only last 10 games, 93 possessions a game. Then you have Connecticut, slow and thoughtful, 257th in total possessions. Then you have the Johnnies also not very good in quad one games, man. This is a team that, I mean, as much as, and also there's times where we're like, well, is that team going to be able to handle Madison Square Garden on a Friday night? Well, UConn can definitely handle Madison Square Garden on a Friday night. So let's put this line history together and then hand this over hand this over to our guy, Wine Time, UConn, St. John's. So line history-wise, we have, total first, we have a 143.5. This opened up at 142.5, got up to 144.5, and then right after the show opened, it dropped a point to 143.5. And then when we get to the point spread here for this one, we have Connecticut opening up at -1. It moved to -2. It moved to 1.5 20 minutes after it was available. Back to 1.5, up to 2.5. Overall, there's been a 1-point move. It just moved a half point back about 3 hours ago. So we have a 1-point move towards UConn. And then when we get to the cash flow here, we have 63% of tickets, 74% of cash on St. John's. 76% of tickets on the over and 60% of cash on the over. I initially wanted St. John's, and I have flipped. I want UConn now. And this is just something that's kind of come up over the last hour and a half or 2 hours, and I'm not sure if that will stick. AM wanting UConn, Dizzy wanting UConn as well. So let's hear from you, Wine Time. The big one, Huskies, Red Storm, MSG.
Yeah, this is an exciting game right here. Definitely the game of the night here for college basketball. When I looked at this last night, I wanted the St. Johnnies too, Jim. I was right there with you, and I woke up this morning, capped this game over, and kind of just seen the market move towards UConn. I thought, people are probably betting UConn, you know what I mean? Right now, looking at the market, where do we have right here? We've got 63% of bet, 74% of cash coming in on the St. Johnnies right now at Madison Square Garden here. You mentioned, I think UConn's going to be up for the task here. I think this UConn team is different from last year. They went back-to-back. Last year was kind of like Hurley was in over his head, it seemed like, almost at times during the season. It seemed like he's a lot more humble now. And I just think he's going to get it done here against the St. John's. St. John's started off really bad this season too. They've been playing some really good basketball down the stretch, but this conference is weak, guys. I mean, other than these two teams, there's not going to be another team in this conference that goes to the big tournament when it's all said and done, unless I guess they win this tournament. But these are the two top dogs right here, in my opinion. And I think UConn's the better of the two top dogs. I think St. John's is a pretty good basketball team, but I think the guard play from UConn is going to come in clutch here. And I like UConn here, -2, -110. I'm on them. I just made it official right now, just moved on it. That's my second bet so far that I moved on.
What does Justin think?
I don't know how I feel about all of us being on the same team. I like UConn. I didn't bet them yet. Only because the reason why I didn't bet them because all day I was looking at 2.5, and right before I came on, it was -1.5, and I was debating if I want to lay the 1.5 for the money line. But they're 11-2 all time at MSG, so I don't know. I want UConn. I haven't bet them. I'm not going to be on St. John, but 11-2, they got one loss. I don't know. I think they're going to be ready for this. Like, I know St. John's. Like, they're built to beat UConn. And UConn is just UConn every single year. One loss coming to MSG, 11-2. I think I'm going to be on the money line. Matter of fact, I am going to be on. What's the money line? I don't want to lay no points to St. John.
It's expensive, but, I mean, I get it, though. I was leaning that way, too.
River,
if they
so
win
it's
by
not 1.5? It was 1.5, literally, right before I came backstage at Bet Rivers.
How much is the money line one time?
I'm getting -140 pretty much everywhere right now.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
I mean, -2 is -110. You can get a -1 at -130 right now. I mean, if you want to lay the one in for a little bit less, 10 cents less juice. But, and I was debating that too. I wasn't debating the money line. I was buying down to the one, and just if they win by one, it's a push. But I think UConn's going to handle these boys, honestly. I think this is going to be a big-time game for them. Madison Square Garden, everyone's going to be watching this game right now. I am just surprised because even Ski said everyone's on UConn. I'm pretty much seeing on my end right now 63% of tickets and 74% of cash on St. John's. Coin said 90% UConn here. I mean, that's where it's like, where do we trust, I guess, because I thought everyone was going to hammer UConn on here. That's what at least I would think. That's why I didn't want to back them at first, but now seeing people taking St. John's, but no one in the chat right now is saying St. John's. So
Nobody?
I
don't see anybody. I'm looking right now.
Oh,
it's crazy. I already placed the bet and I'm tweeting it out. So it is what it is. And I still like it because I think they're the better team here. And I think Madison Square Garden.
Presidential Minded Kings is on St. John.
There we go.
I could get a 137 at Bet Rivers.
See, I came into this cap. Maybe I should let it go because I came into this cap going, okay, I want St. John's in this spot. And then the longer I sat with it, I was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't care about what happened at DePaul. I mean, I can understand that, they have UConn on deck Friday night. And, I mean, God, that's so exciting. All right, well, let's lock in that. So wine time, you got UConn
-2, -110, and yeah, I mean, some of these big time games I don't like betting them because they are the big time game, but I had to bet this one, and I don't know. I think UConn's the better. I'm going with the better team, the better coach here, in my opinion, in a big time matchup. So,
And look at this. So a couple things here. The Goracle said wanted UConn, but feels St. John's live. And then Presidential Minded Kid hammering that again. And then we have Spooner saying St. John's being owned by UConn since Carnesca was retired. Bettino changed the last year. He assembled this team to beat Hurley, not win the tournament. Says he'll be on St. John's money line as soon as they're down 5. Maybe this is
Damn, I'm going up against them twice.
Uncomfortable.
I'm gonna take the 2.5, Jim, or the 2 if you give me a 2.
Yeah, 2 -110.
-1. That's crazy. I'm looking at a 2.5 -110 at Bet Rivers. Wow.
Yeah, I can get it for you right now.
That's wild. Yeah, I'll take the 2.
Let me see what else I can get. I'll line shop around.
1.5 would be.
I think we can do better than that.
Get you a 1.5 at -120.
Yeah, I can get a -2, -109.
Okay.
It's the
I'll
same
take that.
money line as you're getting at Bet Rivers.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 for 109.
Okay, let's lock in. I'm going to stay off at this point. I need time to sit with this all. Justin on UConn -2 at -109. Wine Time on UConn -2 at -110. Let's roll on. And it's God. Now we go to the Missouri Valley Conference for a while. It's hard after talking about fucking Madison Square Garden on a Friday night. It's 5 straight games in Missouri Valley Conference. So that I kind of like that. We're focusing on one conference now straight for the rest of the college basketball program. I kind of like that. Let's roll. 8 p.m. Eastern. The Evansville Purple Aces 5-18, 1-11 in the MVC. Valparaiso Beacons 11-12, 5-7. Valparaiso, Indiana here for this one. So Evansville comes in off their 5th straight loss and their 13th loss in 14 games. This team is bad. I mean, 345th in points per possession. And they're playing Valpo, who shoots terribly. So this is not a horrible matchup for them. Valpo comes in off their 2nd loss. And this is the first meeting with Valpo, too, so we don't have any thing to rely on there. Coin, by the way, saying the Cat's unlikely tonight for the Knicks. We have Taint play the day in. We will look forward to talk about it here, and thank you so much for sharing that with us, Matty Ice. Chosen One says lean Evansville +10.5. Valpo comes in off their 2nd loss in 3 games, 72-65 at Bradley on Tuesday. Let's grab this line of history here. We have Valpo -10 at -115. Opened up 10, got up to 10.5, down to 9, 9.5. We're just sitting here at a 10. And then on the total here, we have this sitting at a 136. Yeah, this is going to be ugly basketball, man. 138.5 it opened, down 2.5 points to 136. And that makes sense to me. It's just going to be Brick City. And then we have cash flow-wise, 68% of the tickets, 82% of the cash on Evansville. That's interesting. But this opened up at 11 at circa at 10:15 p.m. last night. At midnight, they moved it to 9.5. Now it's back at a 10. Donnie Rightside would always say that styles makes fights. This should be a team where Evansville can go clank for clank with. They're not going to get disheartened, with smooth, well-played offensive basketball from Valpo. So I think of Evansville as very, very appealing here in this situation. Justin McKelvey, Purple Aces. What do you think of this spot?
I'm right with you. I want to bet Evansville, but it's 2 teams that just keep losing games. I'm not going to move on there. Even hearing that you like it will make me look more into it after I get on here. But all these losses, and there's other games that I couldn't get there with Evansville. And it'll be Evansville or nothing, but I'm going to need a lot more time. And I just, right when you text me and said we was going to do the whole, that's when I started looking at Evansville. So I just need a little bit more time, but 10, 9.5. I don't know. I can't get there yet. Maybe one time could give me a little nudge.
Nuke so often is our voice of reason. He says, I can't lay my money on Evansville no matter what. I mean, so let's just take just before we hear from Wine Time, let me just roll down some of these games for Evansville of late. So they lost by 21 at home to Indiana State. They went to Northern Iowa, lost by 16. They went to Drake, who I don't think is very good, and lost by 4. They got crushed at UIC. They went so the Indiana State can be sort of taken with a grain of salt a little bit because they went to Indiana State and beat them in Indiana State 72-69. So Indiana State just got revenge. They went to Bradley and lost by 8. Bradley's a good team. And at home they almost beat, Drake. So then they had the rematch, and I don't think Drake's good. So I think I know that it's not a Big Scott looking at first half under. Big Scott, hope everything went well, smoothly for you. We were thinking about you last couple of days, man. Spooner says I haven't picked a Valpo game right this season. I think they cover this giant number. So he says Evansville's probably the spot. Let's hear from Wine Time.
Yeah, this total is interesting. It's the lowest total for Valparaiso in 5 games. Evansville as well. All their totals have been in like the 140 range, and this one's all of a sudden 136. There's no market right now on splits on the over-under, so I can't give that out right now. I was kind of leaning towards the under, and seeing that it's like kind of this low compared to the games these past seasons. Last year, these two teams met. The total was 141 and 142.5 as well. So this is a low total. I don't have enough conviction to actually put money on this game, so I didn't play it, but I kind of wanted to be on the under in this spot. It's low total. These teams played twice last year, and the total was in the 140s, and all of a sudden it's 136. So I'm off it. Nothing for me in this game.
God, I wish Valpo was coming off of a win, which they aren't. That would be nice. Look, I want these purple people eaters. It's a sick feeling to say, but I do want to back them here. I mean, this is the right team for them to play against. Okay, I'll sit with this for a little bit longer here, but I have interest in Evansville. Let's roll on. We stay in the MVC for the rest of the card. So I like capping Saluki games. We're in Carbondale, Illinois. Murray State Racers 17-7, 9-4 in the MVC at the Salukis, 10-13, 4-8 in the MVC. Murray State snapped their 4-game losing streak with 81-74 victory at home versus UIC on Tuesday. And they defeated the Salukis 84-81 at home back on December 29th, the 6.5-point favorites. One of the strange things about Murray State is they're offensively so much better on the road than they are at home. I don't know where to place that, and I don't know how much to put into that, honestly. The Salukis coming off their second win in 3 games, 54-50 at Illinois State on Tuesday. And, man, the Salukis, I like their defense, but their offense is really bad at times. 280th in points per possession overall. And the difference between these two teams offensively is massive. The question is, can Salukis at home heighten up their defense and deliver? If you look at the Murray State's statistical profile with 2-point field goal percentage at 56.8, their 3-point, they don't have the 3-point here. It's just 56.8. So that's top 50. The Salukis are hitting 28.5% from 3. That's it. And from the foul line, 66.7%. It's not but are we going to get that heightened defensive intensity that I've gotten from them at times? This total's at 157.5, opened up at 159. We've dropped a 1.5 down to 157.5. And when we get to the point spread here for this one, we have here we go. We have a move towards Murray State. So they've gone from a pick'em to -1.5 for Murray State. So yes, the line's moving towards Murray State. Of course it is. They're 17-7, 9-4 in conference, and this opens up as a pick'em. I think, and this is something that I've not handled well, and I got to change that, is that it should be the opening line that we focus on, not the fact that this is moving away from the Salukis. It's the fact that they open this up at a pick'em. Oh, Big Scott, that's great news. Says, feeling better, but still waiting to hear the news from the sample they took. Okay, we're thinking of you, man. So please keep us in the know, man. Love capping with Big Scott. Twisted 24/7 is on Southern Illinois money line. We got Dutch Boy Fresh in the house. So let's roll. Let's roll here. So Wine Time Sports, Murray State, Southern Illinois.
Yeah, give me Southern Illinois money line plus 100 here against Murray State at home. Yeah, this is a weird line, Jim. When it opened up yesterday, I saw this and I automatically wanted to take Southern Illinois. Wanted to see how the market was going to play out today. I know you already mentioned it. Let's just go over it real quick. 53%. What is it? Let's see. It's 52% of tickets, 78% of cash on them. It has moved towards them, so it is some sharp money coming in on Murray State. But like you mentioned, it opened up at pretty much a pick 'em. So I give me Southern Illinois. I'm getting them at a little bit plus money, even money at plus 100. So give me Southern Illinois money line here. I just think this is an extremely weird line, and then playing at home on a Friday night. Maybe these guys are going to go out there and play with some motivation. Murray State, I mean, they're 17-7 going into this game, in Southern Illinois 10-13. This line makes no sense, and I feel like it's going to probably be a trap as the day goes on and people probably start placing their bets. They're going to probably see that and probably start taking Murray State even more. So give me Southern Illinois here. I'm taking it now at the plus 100 money line.
We have the Salukis plus 100 on the money line from Wine Time. Let's hear what Justin's doing with this one. Justin, take it away.
I'm not going to bet it, but if I was, I'm going to be right with Wine Time. It's just this line. This line been messing with me all day long. And then I hate to make a bet and try to convince myself that it's a trap or a head fake. Because I still don't understand this line. Like, why 1.5? Like, are you trying to get me to have a low number to take Murray? I mean, I don't want Murray, but I don't know. Southern Illinois is at home. I want to get there, but this line is really like, I don't know, just throwing me off. Like, why is it just 1.5? Regardless of what it opened at, like, why isn't is it just me or what? Shouldn't it be like a 3.5? Or my brother?
Yeah, I would think so. I would say 3.5. That
like.
Also, let's talk about who the Salukis just beat. The Illinois State Redbirds. They held them to 50 points. Illinois State. I mean, what? Let me go back to the. I mean, in my head, Illinois State is ahead in this conference. I guess they're not. Wow, no. What am I talking about? Illinois State's 7-5. Murray State's 9-4. In my head, I think Illinois State's better than Murray State. The Salukis just took care of Illinois State on Tuesday. I mean, I don't see why they don't finish off their conference play strong here. I like them. I like them here.
You moving on them?
Yeah, but I'm not going to move on them now. I think I'd like to see again. How far does this line move? Because if it moves to 2.5, I'm not going to be concerned. If it moves to 3, I'm going to be like, okay, well now.
What if it don't move? What if it don't move?
Perfect. Yeah, or moves back. I don't think there's a problem with this market again because of the opening line and when I need to carry this over in baseball. I put way too much attention on the market movement and not enough attention on the opening line. I need to bring that back and have that 50-50. I think so. Wine Time on the Salukis. Justin may get there. I want to be there too. Let's roll on. And I was nervous. I went right up to Spooner's action to see if he was on that. And he's not. But the other spot for Spooner that we did not discuss is Spooner is on VCU in that one.
Yeah, that's why I said I had to go up against you, Spoon, and Juan.
You know, when you have conviction to do that, that's where everybody's ROI will really hit. AM is on the over 157.5 in that one. All right, let's roll on to our next spot on the board here. 8 p.m. Eastern. Drake Bulldogs 12-12, 6-7 in the MVC. At the Illinois State Redbirds 15-8, 7-5. Normal, Illinois. Drake comes in off their second straight loss, 103-90 at Belmont on Tuesday. And they lost badly at home to Illinois State back on December 29th. They were only 4.5-point dogs. They were at home, and they lost 73-56. And, we talked about trying to understand, because Murray State's offense has been so much better on the road than at home. And I don't know really what to do with that info, unless you just want to believe it and back them all the time on the road. I mean, that's I hesitate believing things just generally. Here, Drake is so much better defensively on the road than they are at home. And we're not talking like a small amount. We're talking enormously. They're 93rd in points per possession defensively on the road. At home, they're 330th. How could it be that dramatic and extreme? Illinois State comes in off that ugly 54-50 home loss to the Salukis on Tuesday. So they shot 32% from the field, 27% from 3, and 60% from the line. And this Illinois State defense is so good. Both these teams play the slow pace. Spooner says he really wants to be on Drake here. I don't like, and I know, Justin sort of backed away from it, from, believing in the revenge and all that stuff. But I don't really want to bag teams that destroyed their opponent in the first round. Also, we see the statistical profile where for some reason this Drake team steps up on the road. I already think they're not very good, but maybe I've now looking back at it, maybe it's because of their home performances that it bothered me so much. I think that Illinois State coming up, shooting 32 from the field and 27 from three, they're angry and they're going to take it out on Drake. Who cares what happened on December 29th because it's February 6th? I would like to think that. I'm not sure if I can. Justin McKelvey, Drake Bulldogs, Illinois State Redbirds.
Yeah, this is going to contradict a little bit what I was saying earlier about the slow pace, but I'm on the over in this game. And it's mainly because the recent form I've been on with Drake, it seems like even though both these teams play slow, I don't know why I notice it like from little stupid CBS games or wherever I catch them on the weekend. Drake plays a lot faster when they're on the road. And they're putting up big numbers. They're not winning. They're getting blown out. But they're putting up big numbers in blowouts, like 103 to 90. So, like, in a non-overtime game, I just like this over. Mainly because of Drake, more so than Drake than Illinois State. Even though I always say the home team's going to dictate pace with the crowd, especially on the weekend or on Friday night. But it just seems like Drake is just putting up numbers on the road, wherever they're at. So I like this over. I got 143.5 and minus 115.
Sorry, can you give me that number again?
I got over 143.5 and minus 115.
For 143.5 minus 115.
But I didn't post it, so if you can get a better number, I'll take that. But that's what I actually bet.
Spooner says Henderson is a new coach with a new roster. He says best holdover player from his old school dealt with early injuries. It took a while, but this team is finding themselves. Says he wouldn't fade Henderson here. Let's hear from Wine Time. Drake Bulldogs, Illinois State Redbirds, Normal, Illinois.
I would take Illinois State here in this spot. I mean, we just talked about it coming off that loss to SIU, a team that we just backed right now, and they got held to 50 points at home. They were, a 9-point favorite in that game, and here they are, a 9-point favorite again against a better Drake team. I think that they can take care of business here. Not enough for me to actually move on it quite yet. I kind of want to wait and see what the market does on this game. Let's look at it really quick and see what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I didn't mention it. It's my fault. It opened up at 10.5. It's dropped to 9. So we've had a 1.5 point move towards Drake here.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 1.5 point move towards. Well, I mean, watching them, what they did last week, I mean, why would anybody want them or think that they could win by double digits or win by margin? And the total that we just had Justin move on, 143.5. This one opened up at 144. It dropped down to 142.5 30 minutes ago. It came back up to 143.5 15 minutes ago. So it's right where Justin moved on it. Sorry, keep rolling One time.
No, yeah, I want Illinois State here. I just don't know if I want to wait at this point, see if an 8.5 is going to pop up at some point. But at that point, there's not enough money in tickets and not enough heavily amount of tickets on this game bet for me to move on it quite yet. I don't know. 56 and 63 right now on Drake, and the line's moving towards them. So it's not like the public is coming in and hammering Drake right now. It's just, but this money has moved it. I mean, Circa's respected enough to move it. What did Circa open this up at? They opened this up at a 10 and they moved it to a 9. So it's probably enough for me to move off, especially if it gets to an 8.5, unless I just want to just not go, be with the market in this spot, go against the market in this spot and just take them anyways, because I think that it's a get right spot coming off the loss at home, only scoring 50 points in front of your home crowd. Now here you are in another conference game against a better team in Drake, and you're laying the same number at home Friday night. I think Illinois State blows them out of the gym, but I'm not going to move on it quite yet. I'm going to wait a little bit on this game.
An interesting angle here is the Redbirds. Well, they're coming off that horrific offensive performance. You know that right now at home, they're ranked 3rd in the nation in points allowed per possession at home this year. I don't want to get in the way of this line move. I do think Wine Time that the fact that these teams, that Illinois State ran over Drake because it was late December, that who cares? It's long enough to be forgotten.
I think so. I mean, I think Illinois State just wants to beat whoever they're playing at this point, because they just lost at home and only scored 50 points against a team with how many wins did they have at the time? What was it? 9, I think. Yeah, 9 wins. I mean, I don't know. Looking at the market and a situational standpoint, I couldn't tell you the list of players on both of these teams. You know what I mean? But looking at the market and looking at the situational spots, it seems to me like it's an Illinois State spot. It's weird that 63% of the cash in a market that's probably pretty small is moving the line this much towards Drake. It just maybe they opened it up too high. 10.5 was just too much, I guess. I don't know. But it's definitely a move that I'm looking at and respecting. So that's why I haven't moved on it yet.
God, I wonder if
this was a 10, I'm on it. The bet would already be placed, which is crazy.
God, it makes me kind of want to focus on the first half, but God, getting cute on first halves has burnt me this last couple weeks. Okay, I'm going to need more time here, but Justin has moved on the over 143.5 minus 115. All right, let's talk about our next spot on the board. Bradley Braves 16-8, 9-4 in the MVC at Northern Iowa Panthers 14-9, 6-6, McLeod Center in Cedar Falls, Iowa. And we have reached Taint in this very game right here. The Taint play of the day is Bradley Braves, Northern Iowa Panthers under 133.5. Bradley Braves, Northern Iowa Panthers under 133.5 is Matty Ice's Taint play of the day. We have a Troy here on Northern Iowa -3. Bradley comes in off their second straight win, 72-65 at home versus Valpo on Tuesday. They defeated Northern Iowa 75-69 at home on January 10th. They were 4.5-point favorites in that one. Northern Iowa comes in off their second win in 3 games, 71-55 at home versus Evansville on Saturday. And we have the under here from our guy, Matty Ice. Northern Iowa is 360th in possessions per game. Unbelievable. They're also, not only are they playing slow, but they defend the perimeter spectacularly well. Opponents' three-point shooting percentage, 26.7%, which is unbelievable. AM vouching and backing up that Bradley Northern Iowa under. Let's take a look at the line history and hand this over. Let's start with that total. That total is a 134.5. Look at that. So it opens up at 132. It drops down to 131 8 hours later at 10 p.m. Then it moves up to 131.5, comes right back to 131 at 7:30. This is now a 134.5. We've climbed 3 points towards that over. That is fascinating. But it's right where AM wants it. And same with Matty Ice. They're going up against the market move with no qualms. We have Northern Iowa -3.5, a -110. They opened up at 3 and went down to 2.5. Got up to 4. This was a flat 4 for a long time. Moved back down to 3.5 11 minutes ago at 1:13 p.m. Eastern. I also want Northern Iowa here. I want Northern Iowa. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. 50% of the tickets, 77% of the cash on Northern Iowa. So big bets have come in on Northern Iowa. Now, this opened up at 3.5 at Circa. They moved it to 4 at 10 a.m. It's back at 3.5, and it's juiced to Bradley. 67% of the tickets, 59% of cash on the under, and it's climbing. Circa's leading the charge. They've got this up to 134.5. They opened it up at 132. They have the same trajectory as the offshore I was talking about. All right, here we go. Taint play today is in. And Troy says this is the perfect market type to fade the move on the total. Lots to think about here. Let's start with you. Wine Time Sports, Bradley, Northern Iowa.
I first capped this game. I wanted the under, and I wanted Northern Iowa. Didn't end up moving on either. Wanted this market to marinate a little bit. Northern Iowa was a 4 at some point. Seeing it back down to a 3.5, it's ultimately going to get me off Northern Iowa. Thing is, Northern Iowa plays their best basketball at home. They have all season long. Just historically, they play good at home. On the road is where they struggle, and we've seen it in their record. Bradley, I mean, I don't know. I feel like this line is priced correctly at the 3.5, 4. I didn't have an edge in this game. I wanted the under as well, but seeing it just continue to move to the over. If I want the under, I might as well just wait because it's looking like it might get to a 135 here. But I did initially like the under, but didn't move on this game. Nothing for me in this. It's either North. I kind of wanted Northern Iowa at first, but seeing the move to 3.5 kind of keeps me off this game. I think the line is right where it needs to be. So, and I wanted the under, and the move towards the over, it's going to keep me off.
I mean, when Bradley beat Northern Iowa on January 10th, Bradley was closed at 4.5. So I believe, I don't have it in front of me, I could grab it, but I believe it opened at 2.5 and closed at 4.5. So 4.5 point favorites, and now they got to 4-point dogs. 8-point swing. I don't think that and we're talking about a team that's 500 in the MVC against a Bradley team that's 9-4. Spooner says Northern Iowa feels very easy to get to. Can paint a beautiful picture for it. Will Hornstedt missed the first matchup. He's huge for Northern Iowa. Bradley's also missing a starter, but he says his instinct tells him Bradley. AM says, I think the college basketball markets are manipulated so much that if you focus on line movement exclusively, you will have a tough time. Presidential Minded Kings is on the over in this one. I like the under, but I could also kind of double down on Northern Iowa and take Bradley team total under. Bradley's won 2 straight games, feeling good about themselves. I'm comfortable with all of this. Ron Crawford, Bradley team total under 65. I think that's where I want to go. I'm comfortable with all of this because, I could see any similar to the similar to where was it? Similar to that Saluki game. I could see any model saying, well, this is too many points for Northern Iowa at home, but we know what they do at home. Twisted is on Bradley plus the points and sprinkling the money line. By the way, Coin just said St. John's is now +1 and plus 100 on the money line. Wow. Joseph Gomez says, so losing at Bradley, 75-69 for a total 144, but the book's still open 2 points from the opener. The last time they played, says over. And Dizzy still hammering that UConn's going to take care of business here. I'm going to copy and paste Ron's Bradley team total over. I mean, that's where I want to. That's what I want to do here. That's how I want to stick with it. So, sorry, move back here. So, Taint play today is the under. We have a Wine Time staying off. Justin McKelvey, Bradley, Northern Iowa.
I don't have no action, but I think I'm gonna write that down. I did write down. I'm gonna look into it. I like that team total under that you and Ron Crawford was talking about. I like that a lot. I don't know if I'm gonna make it official. Well, I'm definitely not gonna make it official. You know how I feel about stealing other people's plays. So
I don't. Yeah, but I don't feel like it's a. It's. You're saying that I trust this bet enough that I'm betting it. That's all I see. But I don't think there's. I respect either way.
Try to look at it that way, but I don't know. Being in this industry, I just I want my games to be games that I came on to. Now, if I had a bet, it'd be different.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I do like that. I'm gonna write this down, and I'm probably gonna get there because I don't have no action. I was leaning towards Northern Iowa the whole time, and I never even looked at the under. I'm probably gonna. I don't know. I like the tank too, but I don't want 2 units on this game, so it has to be either the under. But they go together though, so it has to be either the under or Bradley team total under. I don't know which one I'm gonna bet, but I'm definitely gonna bet one of them.
I like it. I like it a lot here. Also, just for information here, when Spooner or I talk about you can paint a beautiful picture for it, I have found, and then I was talking to an NBA capper about this yesterday, that the more eloquent the breakdown, the worse the ROI is. When something sounds so good when it's broken down, when it's a very kind of bland, simple, this is it, this is how I see it, this is how I'm betting it. Those are the ROIs that seem to work. When you start painting the pretty picture, and I've talked about this with Spooner a lot, so that's what he means by him saying he can paint a beautiful picture for it, which means his instinct tells him Bradley. And that just goes, I just want you guys to know the background of that comment.
I agree with that, though. I agree. I don't know how I missed y'all say that, but I agree 100%. But only because we're on here and you don't know who the audience is, so you try to give a little bit of breakdown. But I would rather be short spoken and give you a brief reason why. Because the more you try to break it down. Like when I come on here, I take all my notes and try to summarize before I come on screen. That way, I'm not just sitting there reading off a bunch of notes, and because they're gonna tell or fade it regardless. If you spend 10 minutes on a breakdown or you spend 2 minutes on a breakdown. But I like to try to get the point, so I make a big note and I just write them all down on pieces of paper.
I like it, and it's all. One of the reasons why I stopped as much as I possibly could betting player props is because every player prop you hear, oh man, I'm jealous. Look at that deliciousness. Every player prop that you hear sounds incredible. Have you ever heard someone pitch you a player prop and it not sound good? And so I
never.
They're always like, well, that makes yes. I will bet that right now. So
that's crazy. You think about it, you've never heard a horrible player prop breakdown.
Every
Never.
time you want to bet it, doesn't matter who pitches it. You're like, well, yes.
You'd be
All
like,
of that makes perfect sense.
You're right.
So I just had to just stop altogether.
I got one of those for you in the NBA.
All right. Let's roll into our last spot on the board here in college basketball before we get into NBA. And Justin will be hitting leadoff for us here. Our final game in the MVC, Belmont Bruins 21-3, 11-2 in the MVC at the UIC Flames and at Credit Union One Arena in Chicago, Illinois. I love backing UIC at home. And so I just want to say that out loud so I know that it's affecting my judgment here. Belmont comes in off their 8th straight win, 103-90 at home over Drake on Tuesday. Presidential Mind Kid says, mind-blowing line of the night for me is Belmont -3.5. Ram loving the 10:30 a.m. shots from Wine Time. Look, it's 10:30 a.m. in LA. Wine Time's been up since 5 a.m. He's already hit the gym. I mean, it's the middle of the day. It's almost.
I got up at 4 today. Actually, woke up a little earlier today.
I love it. I love it so much, dude. I love it so much, man. I love it so much too when we're in San Antonio. Because everybody's up capping at 6 a.m. I just love that shit so much. I love it so much. I love the grind. I love when we're in San Antonio. Yeah, we're enjoying hanging out together, but we're there to win money, and we win money every year because we're all talking capping nonstop every second of the day. This is where you can be as selfish as possible, man. It's all capping. It's all about the money. But let's roll here. Belmont comes in off their 8th straight win, 103-90 at home over Drake on Tuesday. They defeated UIC in a very tight game. They were 12.5-point favorites. They beat UIC at home back on December 13th, 87-84. This team is the real deal. They're 9-1 on the road or neutral. Their 2-point field goal percentage is 6th in the country at 60.8. Their 3-point percentage is 4th. This is a team shooting 41.1% from 3. It's unbelievable. And then look at this. You take them on the road, it's even better. On the road, they're 42.6 from 3. UIC had their 8-game winning streak snapped with an 81-74 loss at Murray State on Tuesday. Belmont has beaten UIC 6 straight times since UIC joined the conference in 2023. So, yes, this line is insane. Troy, man, we want you there so bad, dude. It sucks, man. You were waking up at 6 a.m. capping every day. You were what I was thinking about when I said it. I know Razor in Wine Time, and then we're also waking up at 6. I love it. So Belmont opens up at -2.5. They're now -4. I mean, at this point, can't you just say, well, the opening line is the story? Every model in the universe would say, well, you got to bet Belmont -2.5. So why did they put it at 2.5? It's now at 4. Now you could say, well, after hearing from Ski earlier in the chat, he's saying, well, they opened it at 2.5. They got all this action on Belmont, and now they want action on UIC, so they moved it to 4. That's a pretty simple explanation. That's an explanation that I would have believed in, 20 years ago, but I stopped believing in that. We go to the cash flow here. Maybe I should start again. We have 77% of tickets, 73% of cash on Belmont. So now it's at 4.5. So can't we just say, well, Obviously, now this opened up at 3.5. The interesting thing about this too, though, is this went down to 2.5 at 8:51 in the morning at Circa. So other books opened it up at 2.5 yesterday, but they went back to 2.5 and then up to 4.5. This total right now is sitting at a 150.5. Let me pull this up here. Sorry, this total. Here we go. This total is sitting at a 150.5. It opened up there. It moved. Sorry, it just moved to 151 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes ago, this moved up to 151. And cash flow wise, we have, as I said, 78 and 76 on Belmont. 91% of tickets, 94% of cash on the over. Spooner says UIC is a really important player in limbo. He was ejected last game for throwing a punch. There's been no information on suspension. I am assuming he's playing at this point. This line makes no sense. Matty I says UIC is being and continues to be sneaky good. Here we go. Justin McKelvey, our final college basketball game on the card before we get into the association. Take it away.
Yeah, I was speaking of what Spoon just said. He talking about Elijah Crawford. He threw a punch at somebody like a minute or two into the game. And before I bet this, I already bet. I'm on Illinois-Chicago, and I'll take the best number you could get me. I took so long to bet it. I didn't bet it until right before the show. I think I got 3.5. And my whole thought was, I dug everywhere looking for a suspension. My whole thought was, you got to be suspended, right? But I haven't seen nothing. And this dude averages 11 points. And as soon as they started their win streak, that's when he started averaging 11 points. Like, he started the last game. Well, I don't know if he started the last game, played 1 minute, threw a punch. Literally. And his last 5 games prior to that was 11, 12, 26, 12, and 13. And I need him in there. So I'm hoping he's not suspended. I didn't see absolutely nothing. It seemed like Spoon the only one that is mentioning it. I don't know why no one else is talking about it, but I've dug everywhere. I got a brand new laptop, and I've dug everywhere looking for, I'm just feeling like he had to be suspended. But I can't find nothing. But I'm on Illinois-Chicago. I think they're going to get right back on track. Just like I talked about with, who is it? With Dayton. Dayton coming off that, they was on a losing streak. It's just a little bit opposite. They was on a losing streak, finally got off the losing streak, and I think they're going to keep it close today. Illinois-Chicago was on an 8-game win streak, got his snap. I think we pick it right back up today.
And Epigodi was looking for it as well. Dizzy Donuts on UIC first half money line. AM's on Belmont -4. Shout out to Jacqueline. Great to see you, Jacqueline. So Jermaine, great to see you, Jermaine. So I will line shop for you now on UIC. I wonder if we wait longer just to see. I wonder if this line from 2.5 to 4.5, they know. This stuff always scares me. Let's hear from Wine Time. Wine Time, take it away.
It's exactly what I'm doing. I want nothing to do with it as of right now, but it's almost seems like an Illinois-Chicago must bet as the day goes on. We're going to have to see where the market goes and see where this line goes. Only thing that has me not bet this game already is that it's moved towards Belmont so much. But Circa, they've only moved it to a 4 so far. Everywhere else has moved it pretty much to a 4.5. So I'm going to sit and wait. I can get a plus 165 and get a plus 170 right now on Illinois-Chicago. I don't mind if it – I'm going to wait. I want to see where this line goes because you're right. If it does go to a 5 or something like that, I will be extremely worried, and I will not take Illinois-Chicago. But if it stays around this number, I will be on Illinois-Chicago. Just depends on if I want to take a money line full game or the first half. I think Dizzy said that he was taking them first half +1. I think that's a good bet as well. Maybe they come out there motivated in the first half at home in a game where Belmont's playing some really good basketball right now. I don't know who in their right minds will be betting UIC tonight. So it's going to be UIC or a stay away. But this game's not till 6 p.m. over here. That's another 7 hours, 20 minutes. Got some time still. I'm going to let the market marinate a little more in this one.
Justin got UIC. It's available right now offshore +4.5 at -107. Ron Crawford on the under 150.5. And Troy said he could not avoid it. Belmont -3 for Troy.
Just a random question. Do you think the line movement is bets, or do you think it could possibly be Elijah? Maybe the books know. Maybe we just don't know.
That's so crucial. You have to decide whether this is player movement or sharp action. So that's so important. Every time you see a line move, it's like in NBA and I guess in everything, you have to say, in NHL, you say, oh, is this a goalie or is this sharp action? Like it's just every single time you see a move, you have to decipher why is this move happening. Once you do, then you can move on it.
I think if he's in, they win. If he's not, I think they just cover.
I'm very interested, and again, like Wine Time said, 9 p.m. Eastern gives us 7 hours 19 minutes to figure out our shit. So my college card did not come together. That's okay. Let's just go over everything now, because I have a ton of notes and I've copy and pasted a ton of action from people here. Spooner says this line was shaded to induce Belmont money. Crawford isn't moving this line. So there you go from our guy Spooner. So speaking of Crawford, Ronnie Crawford, NCAA play of the day is Davidson Wildcats -10. If you're at work listening on headphones, I want to turn it down a little bit. Ronnie Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day, Davidson -10. Look at this power critter. I love seeing names I haven't seen. It says missing NHL already. Power critter. I'm guessing that's it. But I'm not happy. Sitting here 11 units down, I said I'd be in the black by the time we got to Olympic break. I'm going to hammer the Olympics. So I'm going to hammer. I'm going to invest. So it's not like hockey's going to come out. We're going to summon the Goracle for Olympic hockey action here on the show. So Ron Crawford, Davidson -10. I am interested in Loyola-Chicago at this point, but it just doesn't fully work for me. I very clearly see that it's sharp action that's driving the line towards them, but kind of like Davidson after playing the Pelicans. Then we get started. Wine Time on VCU -7.5, going heads up with the stacks play today on Dayton +7.5. AM is on that over 147.5. AM's also on this over 139.5 in the Brown Yale game. This is another game where I'm so excited to let the market marinate because I want Yale first half. I want either the over or Yale team total over. That's what Justin's on, Yale team total over. And Res Mob, one play per day for steady Mob and Res Mob. 34 and 22 in his respect play of the day is Yale. First half -8.5, -110. Then Wine Time is on UConn -2. Justin's on UConn -2. We've heard that this line has moved away from that. Let me just take a look right now and see where that is before we get into NBA. So we have that, the UConn line. Yes, it is a pick'em. So at 1:34 p.m., 9 minutes ago, this went from -2 to a pick'em. Wow. Look, I want the purple aces. I've got a sickness. I don't know what to tell you. Wine Time moved on the Salukis at +100, and I would like to join them. Justin's on the over 143.5 in Drake, Illinois State. I'm interested in Illinois State. I want to sit with that one longer. Ronnie Crawford gave us a Bradley team total under. Matty Ice is on Taint play today. Bradley, Northern Iowa under 133.5. I want Northern Iowa and Bradley, and we have our guy Troy on Northern Iowa. Again, maybe the focus on the opening line could hurt here. Nasty Nate pumped up with St. John's news moving towards him. But it's the difference here, an 8 or 7.5 point difference from home court at Bradley or home court at Cedar Falls is just enormous. I think it's too much. And so I'm not going to be that uncomfortable if this moves towards Bradley slightly. And that's my plan there. Justin, UIC +4.5 -107. We need to know if Crawford's back. Again, we'll be, keep our ear to the streets, figure that out. We got action here from Dutch Boy Fresh. And the Solution first Super Bowl play of the game run. By the way, our live stream, Super Bowl live stream, here, starting at 5 p.m. I know some of you guys will go to parties, and then some of you don't want to be around other people for a game of this magnitude. So we're going to be hammering action here. We switched around. Thank you, Jose, just putting in so much work. He was working with the cards. our big card movement here with Jeff Slaughter. He did that last night, and then he got the audio right for Kong at, it must have been 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and reloaded it. So our Super Bowl episode's been reloaded, and again, we lost those 400 views are gone. So if you did watch it, if you could pop on and just give it a like and say something in the comment section, it would help the algorithms and all that. Let's get into NBA, fellas. Let's get into NBA, and we start with Nasty Nate's Boston Celtics, 33-18, 16-8 at home. TD Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. Now, it's their third game in 4 nights, but it doesn't feel that way because they did rest key players in the last one. Heat 27-25, 11-15 on the road. We have the fastest pace in the league against the slowest pace in the league. Let me pull up the shoot-around information here as well so we can discuss that. And let's just see off the top. Nothing. Everything perfect. So, Hero out. Nothing. Everybody in for this one. And Vooch is in for this one. Nasty Nate says Celtics smash. The Solution says Celtics smash Ola. And how much tick does Vooch get? That's a good question here. So let's roll. Miami 5-5 over the past 10. Look at this pace. 107.1 possessions a game. Boston 7-3 over the past 10. 93.36 possessions a game. I don't remember a gap that big before. Ever. I don't remember. Ever. We're talking almost 14 possessions. Miami and Boston playing completely different paces, shooting similar. Miami's shooting poorly. My Hero's out, but 33.2 from 3. Not going to cut it. 45.1 from the field here. So then we have Boston shooting 45 from the field and 35.6 from 3. Heat coming off their second loss in 3 games, 127-115 at home over the Hawks on Tuesday. Andrew Wiggins, hamstring tightness, did not play. Norman Powell, personal reasons, did not play. And Tyler Hero dealing with the rib injury. So Andrew Wiggins, left hamstring tightness, and Storm and Norman are in. That's going to help Miami quite a bit. So I believe Powell missed 3 games with whatever the hell was going on. I don't know if any of you guys know. I don't know. Hero didn't come on the road trip, so Hero's not going to be available on Sunday against the Wizards either. This is game 1 of a short 2-game trip. Celtics coming off their 4th straight win, 114-93 at the Rockets on Wednesday. Vooch is making his debut. So he was picked up for Anthony Simons in the 2026 second-round draft pick. Also, Boston also received a future second-round draft pick. Queta has been pretty good, and then Luka Garza stepped up. Queta and Garza both started in that 114-93 victory over Houston. Queta finished with 10 points, 19 boards, and 5 blocks. Garza, 19 points and 6 boards. This is game 1 of a 3-game homestand, and it's their 3rd game in 4 nights. A baby. Thank you, Cedola. Powell had a baby, so person time. Thank you for the heads up there. A line history-wise here, let's get into it. We have the Boston Celtics minus 6.5. They opened up at 7.5. Got down to a flat 6, now a 6.5. They're just playing very good basketball. What a job they do with player personnel year after year after year. This total is a 227, opened up at 229.5, climbed up to 230.5, and then dropped to 227. And then cash flow-wise here, we have 50% of the tickets, 63% of the cash on Boston. Circa is leaving this at a 6. They opened it up 6.5. And then 88% of tickets on the under, 91% of cash on the under. The NBA. Justin McKelvey, Heat Celtics, take it away.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to line shot why I explain why I got here. This wasn't the prop I was talking about either. I'm on Jaylen Brown points and rebounds, and as fast as this Miami Heat playing came, I think Miami Heat team plays. I just think there's gonna be a whole lot of opportunities for him to get a whole lot of rebounds. I think I got off the over because I think that Boston's gonna dictate the pace. And I think they'll slow down this Miami Heat team down. I know Jaylen Brown's going to score, and with all the missed shots and the fast paces, they're going to go back at the crib. And I don't want to be on Boston because they just blew out. They could carry me against Houston. I don't blowout loss or a blowout win, so I don't really want to be on Boston. They keep beating up on this Miami Heat team, but I usually like the Heat as a dog. I just don't want them as a favorite. So I couldn't get there to a side or total, but I trust Jaylen Brown, points and rebounds.
Wow. I was so surprised that the total was going up last night, and I was like, "Oh, just leave totals alone."
I wanted the over.
Really, but then you decided that the Celtics would be dictating pace.
So I scratched that right off.
Points and rebounds for Jaylen Brown. I will line shop for you. Let's hear from Wine Time Sports. Friday night capping NBA. I love it, man. Take it away.
Let's go. A big night ahead right here, guys. It starts in this game, and we are going to TD Garden, Boston, right here. Give me Miami. I texted Nasty this morning. I said, do not take the Celtics today. And he said, Celtics smash, second quarter. And I said, okay, I said, you can take the second quarter. Just don't take the full game. And then, I don't think he replied after that. But give me the Miami Heat here, guys, plus the 7, minus 120. Had to pay a little bit of juice. I just want that 7. I was getting 6 earlier. Now I'm getting a 6.5 finally. But there are a couple books out there that are – I know Circa is hanging a 6 right now. South Point is hanging a 6. Fanatics is hanging a 6. A couple books are. So I wouldn't wait too long. I feel like this is going to get to a 6 eventually pretty much everywhere. Looking at the market, I mean, it's 50-50 split. There's 63% of the cash coming in on Boston. So and the line is moving a half point away from them. Give me – I like the Miami Heat here. I bought up a little bit to get that 7. A lot of the time – if it's around a 5, it's around a 4, sometimes 6, I'll take that money line. But this is just, I don't want the money line with Miami. I want the 7 points in my back pocket. So give me Miami plus 7, minus 120.
Miami plus 7, minus 120. The offshore that usually gives me the best lines for player props does not have a PR available. Only PRA at this point available for Jaylen Brown. So I'll look at a different book and then we can decide what's the best number for you, Justin. So here, sorry, let me quickly go to combos. Okay, here we go. So we have points, rebounds for Jaylen Brown is 37.5, minus 110 to the over. And then here on the PRA is 41.5.
No, just points and rebounds.
Yeah, I was just looking at because this line gives me the best. This site gives me the best numbers on.
What's his PRA? 41?
41.5, minus 118.
And 37 for his points and rebounds, 37.5.
Yeah, and just to give you an idea, oh wow. Look, you're getting a better line here where they're giving the 41.5 just minus 112 to the over. So yeah, 37.5 minus 110 to the over. What can you get?
I don't know. I was getting ready to bet it right before the show, and I didn't bet it yet.
37.5 right now.
I seen 40 at plus like 155, but that's too high.
Yeah, it's too high. Well, I've got the 37.5 points and rebounds minus 110.
I'll take that.
The 3 games off here for Storm and Norman. Obviously, I'm a big fan of his. 4 years at UCLA, and then we got him in Toronto, and he was really a heart and soul player here. And I've cheered for him everywhere he's gone. Those 3 games, they had the 1 win against Chicago, but that was after losing to Chicago. Chicago was a mess. Then they lose to Atlanta. I imagine that he's going to be useful. Their last game with him in the lineup, I mean, he went for 21 points. They won 116-113. I don't know what I want to romanticize the break and say he comes out flying, but even in that game, 116-113 game, he had 1 assist and no rebounds. But that's something they're not getting if you look at that last game in almost any game without Hero right now, and of course with Duncan Robinson gone in Detroit, who took the most threes by far of any player on the Heat in that win when Norman was in the lineup? Bam. I mean, if Bam's sitting there taking 8 threes, your team is in trouble. What Wine Time? What do you make of Storm and Norman coming back after 3 games because of the birth of a child? Do you think he comes back and he can't stay in his shoes? He just is all over the place playing great basketball? Or do you think he's tired, doesn't have his rhythm? What do you think?
I think he's going to be ready to go. I think we'd probably get on his point prop, honestly. I wonder what it's at right now. He's having himself a hell of a season right now. He's shooting the hell out of the ball. I like Stormy Norman coming back today. I'm going to look at his point prop right now. I might take a little bit of a stab at that. But I think he has himself a game, and I like the Heat starting five that they're throwing out there today against Boston, and Vucevic coming. I forgot to mention that. Coming over, getting rid of Anthony Simons. It's going to take a little bit of time, I think, to get him adjusted. And Jaylen Brown, talked about on Wednesday, it was a weird spot. Them against the Rockets, we were thinking, maybe maybe Celtics come out firing, and they did. They win the game outright. For some reason, I think that the Heat are live to win this game outright. It's good plus money right now, but I think Norman Powell will have himself a game today.
I'm interested in the Heat. They looked so good, with that Queta, Luka on the floor together. Now Vooch has to come in and get some run. I mean, listen to Vooch talk, man. He's like, I know my deficiencies. I know where I don't, all that stuff. I was like, God, you sound like you don't hear Zubac talking about his deficiencies. But I want to move with you on the Heat. You got a nice number. I'm going to sit with it a little longer. We got Jaylen Brown over 37.5 points and rebounds here for Justin. Wow, I didn't know that, Mills. Damn. Kevin Johnson. Rest in peace, man. NBA Jam.
Damn, I didn't know that either.
No, yeah, that's sad. I know he's loved up in Sacramento. Yeah. I was not on the Rockets in that spot, but you did help in that regard here. Okay, so let's roll on. That's game one here. I'm interested in joining with the Heat. I think this game goes under, but I'm trying so hard to stay away from totals. God. I think this game goes under, though. And here with the Heat. Okay, let's roll on. Next up, 7:30 p.m. Eastern with the New York Knicks, 33-18, 11-12 on the road. Detroit Pistons, 37-13, 26 home. Little Caesars Arena, Detroit, Michigan. The worst thing in sports gambling for me is when you've given up on a bet and your team goes on a big run and you have hope again. And then, of course, you lose it. That's what I hate the most. What I hate second most is when you cap a game perfectly and you lose a little bit of vig. Because you didn't cap it perfectly. I shouldn't say that. Sorry. You cap a game really well, and then you lose a little bit of vig because, you add something to the bet. And that's what happened to me. I knew that now I didn't know Jalen Duren was going to get hurt. Obviously, that affects the Pistons. Jalen Duren not here right now in this one, but I knew that the Pistons had the Knicks coming to town on Friday night, and they have to play the Wizards first. And I should have taken advantage more of it, which I didn't. Let's get into this one here. We have Wine Time leading off. Here we have a total of 220, and we've heard that Cat is out of the lineup here. So let's just go over that. Cat's doubtful. A Grand Theft they traded for, he's out. Deuce is out. OG Anunoby questionable, and so is Hart questionable. So let's find out there. OG's being downgraded to questionable. So he doesn't play. He was listed as probable. That's a problem. Again, that's not been working out every time but my first thought is if you're probable, you get downgraded to questionable, you're not playing. Now, we do have Josh Hart upgraded to probable. So, I mean, that's pretty clear, right? I mean, isn't it pretty clear when one's upgraded to probable, he's in, one's downgraded to questionable, he's not? So, I expect Hart not to be in the starting lineup, not to be on the floor. On the other hand, here we have during questionable, I do not think he plays at all, but that right knee, there's no, why would you bring him back here? I mean, it's not like your season's on the line. You have a pretty nice lead on the Knicks anyways. We're not talking about a division foe. So Harris is probable, Duncan Robinson probable. I don't expect Duren to be in, so there's a situation there. Let's set this one up. We set up the total. It's down to 220. That might be player personnel wise. And then we have this move, which I imagine is going to be towards the Pistons. It is. The Pistons have gone from -2 to -3.5. Again, this went down. This was down to a -1 a minute after this line became available. I want to back the Knicks, and I think I can get past this OG and Anunoby, not available. So Let's do it. New York Knicks 8-2 over the past 10, 24th fastest pace, 96.88 possessions a game, shooting the ball at the exact same field goal percentage as the Pistons, who are playing a little bit faster, quite a bit faster, 3 possessions faster, 14th and 99.9 possessions a game. Now, the big difference is, while they're both shooting the same from the field, Detroit, for a while now, has been shooting the ball from the perimeter terribly. And again, last 10 games are no different, 32.8%, where the Knicks are shooting 38.7%. Pistons have won 4 straight games over the Knicks. And what happened last month? They beat the Knicks 120-91. I think that the Knicks realize that this is the team that they've got to beat here and get confidence against. Coming off their 8th straight win, 134-127 at home, and double overtime versus the Nuggets on Wednesday. Jalen Brunson went for 42 and 9. This is a 3rd game in 4 nights and the 4th game in 6 nights. It's not a good spot for them. This is game 1 of a short 2-game trip. Pistons are on the second half back-to-back after having their 3-game winning streak snapped in ugly fashion, 126-117 at home versus the Wizards. We saw Duren go down and missed the whole second half. Tobias Harris sat out the entire game due to left hip soreness. Kevin Huerter made his debut for 6 minutes. Hope everybody enjoyed that shit. God. So he was questionable going in with a back injury. This is the final game of a 4-game homestand, but and this is always, I make such a point of this, they don't fly out tomorrow. They don't play again until Monday at Charlotte. So it's not like they're thinking, oh, God, we got to get on the plane and go, or tomorrow we got to get ready to go. They don't have to go. So here we go. Wine Time Sports, Knicks Pistons, take it away.
Hey, quick shout out to our guy Mills in the chat. Shout out to Black History Month. Wanted me to do a little cheers for you guys. Cheers for that. Love you guys. Shout out to you, Stacks on screen.
Hold on, let me pour one wine.
My guy.
Yeah, I got to drink one for Black History Month.
Oh, man.
Let's
I got
do
no
it.
booze in the house. And you guys
Crazy, Jimmy ain't going to take a shot with us on Black History Month.
Man, now we're going to, yeah. God.
Let's go.
Oh, man, I'm jealous.
Cheers, Stacks.
Cheers.
Jealous. I'll have a sip of coffee for it.
Let's go. Yeah, I want to be on the Pistons in this spot here. What are they at right now? 3.5. I think it's very telling. The Knicks are playing some really good basketball right now. Going down this stretch lately, man. When you look at their starting 5 guys in that lineup, it's pretty deep. And I mentioned it with Josh Hart. When that guy's in the lineup, man, he's going to give you 100% effort all the time. If he's not in that lineup today, we know Cat got downgraded to – I know he went from questionable to doubtful, so he's probably not going to play in this. I see OG's questionable. We'll see who plays here. The Pistons, it just looks like a good spot for them being at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit at home on a Friday night. I think Cade's going to probably ball tonight, as he always does. I like this Detroit team. Feels like a good spot here. Haven't pulled the trigger on it quite yet. I don't think I'm going to. This is probably going to be one of the better games on the board. I think this is Amazon Prime or the ESPN game today. I think it's Amazon Prime. I would only be on Detroit here. Not going to pull the trigger quite yet, though. What we have right now, 64% of tickets and 65% of cash coming in on Detroit right now, and they've moved up to a 3 already. I mean, it's because some guys aren't going to be playing for the Knicks. It's just, I don't know if I want to move on this quite yet. We'll see.
I find that angle more appealing. I'm starting to put it together here. Let's hear from Justin, Knicks Pistons.
That's a nice little breakdown. Wow. I'm on the Knicks here. When I bet it, I got minus 118. And my thought process was, one, banking on Duren not to be in, and with Cat having a little face abrasion or whatever, and then playing the overtime game. He played the full game. He came back in when he got hurt against the Nuggets. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about revenge, but after last season, the way these teams play each other, and the Knicks went ahead and did what they did, and then the Pistons beat them by 30. But Duren being injured with Cade, he was questionable yesterday, I believe, before the Wizards game. So if he's questionable, it's back-to-back. Maybe he's dealing with a little something. No, Duren. I don't care who's in there for the Knicks. And when I seen minus 118 when I bet it, I loved it. I took the Knicks. And now that I know Cat got downgraded, I was just waiting to see which big man was going to be in there, and I was going to be on his rebounds. So you give me the best number for Mitch Robinson's over rebounds. When I seen it was 8, but 8 I think was plus money, but it's going to change with the news with Cat. With no Duren, I think Knicks gonna get a whole bunch of rebounds.
Let's see, Mitchell Robinson. I got 9.5 at minus 128 here. And then
So
let me
10
see.
plus. That worked. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Let me just see if I can beat that here. Then we have.
It's a shame you can't
Wow,
hit
it's
on.
up to you because I have an 8.5 here, but it's minus 135. 8.5 minus 135. Whoa, yeah, you got to take that. 9.5 minus 128. 7 cents. I know.
Oh yeah, 7. Yeah, I'll take the 8.5.
Yeah.
The only thing that worries me but it didn't worry me enough to bet it or not to bet it. Just the fact that they lost, like they was a double-digit favorite and lost outright at home. That does kind of worry me, but I just think it's a Knicks spot. I think with no Durant, I like the Knicks.
I'm taking.
But now with all the news, I like the Mitch Robinson rebounds more than I like the Knicks. But I already bet it. I needed the Pistons to win that game yesterday. I didn't care if they covered, but I needed them to win.
You know, it's so interesting here with the books when you go into alt lines and you go and you search around, you fool around. And, I mean, there's so much trash here. If you didn't look at over-unders, you can get Mitchell Robinson 10 plus boards. So it's over 9.5, minus 140 at the same book.
Wait, so 10 is minus 140. Basically over 9.5, but 8, it was
minus 135. No, it's a mistake. It's
that's wild.
That's wild.
And he don't score, so you can't bet his double-double. He might get 8 points.
All right, let's grab this over 8.5 rebounds, minus 135 here. And that's for Justin. And Wine Time, you're going to sit with this right now?
I'm going to sit with this for now, yeah.
I'm trying to not read all the abuse I'm taking right now. I've flipped here. At first, I thought the Knicks were sort of a runaway train, and I got caught up in what Detroit did last night. Now I'm starting to see what Detroit did last night, and even with Durant not in the lineup, it's perfect. Now, you can't say perfect, but look, it's not like Knicks are coming in here fully loaded. The Pistons take this seriously. It's not been successful, obviously, betting against the Knicks over the last little while, but
they 8-0 the last 8 straight up and ATS. Depending on the number you got for the Nuggets.
Wow. Okay.
So you like Detroit too, Jimmy?
I do, yeah. But at this point, I only have you down with Mitchell Robinson. Are you also have the Knicks official?
Yeah, that was the first thing I said. I'm on the Knicks minus 118.
Yeah, I thought you said that.
Yeah, I don't know where it's at now. That's when I bet it. And my whole
money
thing,
line?
huh? Yeah, that was the money line.
Ooh.
It was minus 1.5. First, it was minus 1.5, minus 120, and then it went to minus 118. And as soon as it went to 118, I jumped on. Why was it now? And that was at Bet Rivers.
Yeah, no, that was before all the moves. Did you put it out on X?
No, I bet it this morning. But it's not like a stacks or nothing.
No, I know, but let's
well, what's the line now?
It's
right now. I can get you a
plus 135.
I can get you a plus 140, or I get you a plus 3.5 minus 106. I get you plus 4 minus 115.
Favorite the dog? Yeah, I'll take the money line. I still take it.
Okay, plus 140 right now. Truth teller, what's happening, man? It says they need Jalen Duren. That they need Jalen Duren, and there's no doubt about that they need Jalen Duren. But it's not like the other side's going to be missing Cat, and I expect them to be missing OG. So we have Knicks plus 140 here for Justin. Okay, and Fernando Mendoza on the Knicks plus 3.5.
Where's he going? Twitter crazy.
Okay, Knicks Pistons here, and then we have Jose's not going to be backstage here for a while, so I'm going to take over the graphics. So give me 1 second here. Our next spot on the board is Pacers Milwaukee Bucks. Dutch Boy Fresh has given us already the Pacers minus 1 from Dutch Boy Fresh. So Dutch Boy Fresh in business here with the -1. And Dutch, as he says, Pacers -1. Good money. Unfortunately, the smooth jazz background of that is up against this. Spreadsheet play today is Milwaukee +1.5. So we have Dutch versus Ron here in this one. Pacers, Bucks, Pfizer form in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We have Pacers 13-38, 3-20 on the road. Bucks 20-29, 11-12 at home. Pacers 4-6 over the past 10. Fourth fastest pace in the NBA, 102.7 possessions a game, shooting 47% from the field and 35.8 from three. Milwaukee been shooting really nice. I mean, you watching this team play together, you're seeing something different. Kevin Porter comes back. You already have Rollins, and now you're starting to see, some really nice guard play. And, you're seeing it. They're shooting 39.1 from three over the last 10 games, 46.8 from the field, 21st fastest pace in the NBA. So here we go. Pacers come in off their second straight loss, 131-122 at home versus the Jazz on Tuesday. Siakam, Naismith, Nembhard, and McConnell were all out due to rest. So they bring in Zubac. They trade him for Kobe Brown. Or no, they bring in Zubac and Kobe Brown. They trade him for Benedict Mather and Isaiah Jackson and 3 draft picks. We talked about it yesterday. It's that contract. That contract is spectacular for Zubac. I mean, 18 mil a year. I mean, God, isn't that what fucking Scottie Pippen got paid by the Rockets? I mean, or the Blazers? Fuck. So Zubac averaging 13 points, 5.6 boards, 43.9 from the floor. And, it's a big deal. A big deal bringing him in. Let's talk about the Bucks. They're coming in off their second straight win, 141-137 at home versus Pelicans on Wednesday. Kevin Porter came back, 18 points, 9 assists, 6 boards, 5 steals. Bobby Portis missed Wednesday's game. He's day-to-day. Gary Harris, hamstring, also out. And, of course, Giannis Antetokounmpo dealing with the calf strain. So, if Milwaukee wins here over Indiana, it would be the first time that Milwaukee's won 3 straight games all year long. This is the final game of a 3-game homestand. Let's take a quick look at the idea of who will be in and out right now. So it's Potter questionable, but Kobe Brown, Toppin, Zubac all out. For Milwaukee, as I said, Antetokounmpo out. Portis and Harris questionable. Kuzma out. Prince out. Let's get a better look at Portis right now, as he is important. So they're not saying much. Just a chance that he could play for Bobby Portis, Crazy Eyes Killer. We also have Gary Harris here as well. Left hamstring strain. So he's been out for 4 straight games. I mean, a real chance that neither are in the lineup. So let's take a look at line history and then hand this over to Justin. We have Indiana opening up at +1.5. They're now -1. Opened up at +1.5. Got to a -1.5 last night. Was a pick 'em at 9:45 this morning. Now a -1. This feels very coin flippy to me. Like hard to really lock in here, especially without knowing if Portis will be in. At least we know about Zubac. Total wise is 222.5. Opened up at 224.5. And when we get to the cash flow for the spot, 72% just moved. Moved again. 68% of the tickets, 61% cash on Milwaukee, 89% of tickets on the under, but just 59% of cash on that under. Here we go, Justin. Take it away for us here. We have the Pacers Bucks.
I ain't got nothing. Got absolutely nothing in this game. There was no problem. I was wanting to look at Kuzma. I kind of wanted to look at Kuzma from Milwaukee, but I didn't get there. These teams, I don't know. With no Mathurin's gone. I couldn't get there with nobody. Giannis said he didn't ask for a trade. He's not playing. I just think I hate both these teams. I just think these 2 teams are not good. And I usually like toilet bowl games, but I searched all morning trying to get a play. I wanted to get one play in every game, and I couldn't get there. I tried. I couldn't.
Saturated talking about Turner's Rebenga. He's been bad all year.
Yeah, but it's like the third time they played this year, right?
Yeah.
So he can't have he ain't gonna have Rebenga every single game, and he sucks.
But he has been better with Giannis off the floor. So this year he's 13 points, 5.6 boards, 43.9 from the field. But in the last 5 games, he's averaging 18 points and 7 boards. This is also game 1 of a 6-game trip here. So a 6-game trip for the Pacers. I get it. This is a tricky spot here. Let's hear from Wine Time, Pacers Bucks.
Shout out to Guillermo Sertucci in the house. Said Wine Time getting our plane tickets Monday or so. Let's go, my guy. Excited. Hell yeah. As far as this game goes, guys, it's funny that this was kind of like people were saying this was the next best rival in basketball last year when these two teams played against each other. You know, Dame and Tyrese just were going at each other the entire time. And shout out to AOD said Giannis is a diva. Yes, indeed he is. He comes out. I think it's funny that he says he doesn't want to be traded. He wanted to be traded. He wanted to get out of Milwaukee. He did not want to be there. He's stuck there now. He's not going to be playing in this game. Best player on the court in this game is Pascal Siakam. It's probably not even going to be particularly close in this game. I want to be on the Pacers here, -1. That's the only play I would make in this game. I haven't moved on it quite yet. But this is one of the spots yesterday. I kind of thought that I think Pacers can get them here on the road in Milwaukee. Lane a 1 right now. Believe this opened up as a Bucks -1, Jim? Is that where this opened up at?
Yeah.
Bucks -1, and now the Pacers are -1, 1.5, depending where you're looking. I think this is a Pacers spot. I think they've probably got the 2 better players on the court here in this game too, with him and Nate Nesmith. So give me the Pacers here, -1. I'm going to make it official right now, actually, because I think that this is probably going to get to a 1.5. I can get a -1 at -110 right now, so that's what I'm going to take.
Is Spicy on the injury report? Pascal Siakam?
I don't see him on the injury report.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No. Kyle Kuzma got ruled out about an hour ago. Zubac's out, obviously. Gary Harris, Portis, all questionable.
God, I get it. I really get it. I don't know if I can move on it here. Wager Detective moving on Murray State. Nice to see you, Wager Detective. So, okay, well, so you're joining a Dutch here. Let's lock you in. Wine Time.
Pacers -1, -110.
Saturated is with Senator Dutch and Wine. And timeline on Ryan Rollins over points. All right, let's roll on. Wine Time will be hitting leadoff here, 8 p.m. Eastern. New Orleans Pelicans 13-40, 5-21 on the road. Minnesota Timberwolves 32-20, 17-8 at home at Target Center, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Pelicans 3-7 over the past 10, 19th fastest pace in the NBA over that time period, 98.72 possessions a game. Shooting the ball poorly from the field, 44.1%, and poorly from 3, 34.5%. Minnesota, 4th fastest pace in the league. They've sped up 102.7 possessions a game, 5-5 over the past 10. But they're shooting 47 from the field and 39.2 from 3. Pelicans coming off their 3rd straight loss, 141-137 in overtime at the Bucks on Wednesday. Trey Murphy went for a career high 44. New Orleans traded Grand Theft Auto Jose Alvarado to the New York Knicks on Tuesday in change for Dalen Terry and the 2nd-round picks, 2 second-round picks, cash considerations. Alvarado hasn't looked very good or useful this year, which is strange because he's it seems like such a nice piece. I bet you he will be in New York. I bet you he'll be rejuvenated. Just 7.9 points, 3.1 assists through 41 games this year. Terry 3.5, 1.3. This is the final game of a 4-game road trip. Minnesota comes in off their 5th win in 6 games, 128, 126 at the Raptors on Wednesday. Ant went for 30, 8 boards, 5 assists, 3 steals. And they bring in Ayo. I think it's a great pickup. I'm a fan of his. And we have questionable. So Julius Randle with the thumb injury, he is questionable. Let's just take a quicker look and see if these guys are going to be in here. So he's been playing through it. I imagine he plays through it here. And then Ayo is the big question. So he's not ruled out or anything. So I know he's been dealing with some quad issues, but he's not ruled out. So there's the situation there. And Terry's not going to be in here for the Pelicanos. So Ayo averaging 15 points, 3.6 assists, 3 boards, shooting 51.4 from the field, 45.1 from 3. And we don't know. They don't know. We don't know if he'll be in the lineup here. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I will. Thank you, Kelly. I'll hit that in this.
Oh, you got it. You're good.
So, I mean, AO for Dillingham? I mean, what the hell am I missing? Dillingham playing 9 minutes a game. AO playing 26.4. This is game 1 of a 6-game homestand. It carries on through the All-Star break. So the Timberwolves can get comfortable and start delivering here. Line history-wise, we have this total at 236.5 has not moved. 236.5 down, 236 back to 236.5. From a point spread standpoint here, we have Minnesota down to a -9. This opened up at 11.5. It was back at a 10 35 minutes ago and then 9 again. So must be action that the books are respecting coming in. Not alone, though. Prime VA 75 is also on the Pelicans. There's Res Mob, Steady Mob in the house. Here we go. So we have 54% of the tickets and 60% of cash on the Pelicans. 70% of tickets on the under. And it is a 50-50 spot here. So here we go. Wine Time Sports, take it away for us, man. Pelicans, Timberwolves.
I'm shocked that people are coming in and actually taking the Pelicans in this spot. I thought this was going to be a Timberwolves spot here. I wanted to be on the Pelicans, and seeing it move down to 9.5 right now, opened up at a 10.5. I don't know if it's enough for me to actually move on it, or if I want the Pelicans enough. I'm backing them Wednesday against the Bucks, laying the 5 points, you know what I mean, and losing the game outright. This isn't a fun basketball team to watch, guys. Not a fun basketball team to put your money on. Watch them go out there and throw the ball to Zion, for him to go down low and try to draw a foul pretty much every single time. They don't have enough guys out there for them to keep up. I'm not going to take the Pelicans in this spot. I wanted to be on them. When I originally capped this card, I wanted to be on the Pelicans in some sort of way. I'm not going to do it, though, unless there's no unless. I'm not going to do it because I hate watching their brand of basketball. Might be a little recency bias because the last couple times I've taken them, they've just played so horrible. They don't have the personnel I think that Minnesota does. Minnesota probably could lay the hammer. They could probably lay their number here. Do they? I don't know. I'm off this game. Looking at the total right here, this is the highest total on the board, and I kind of wanted to attack it. Kind of wanted to attack the over 50%. Let's see, 30% of 70% of tickets and only 50% of cash coming in on the under here, and the line is gone up 1.5 from the time it opened up, depending on where you're looking at. 236.5, 237s are across the board. I would lean the over. I think if I was going to have to take one thing in this, it would be the over. Highest total on the board. That's what I would probably take in this, but it's a pass for me as of right now.
Justin, can you find anything here? Oh, I guess you said you were trying to get a spot on each game. This one, it's not. I mean, the market's not helping. What do you think, Justin? Pelicans, Timberwolves?
Oh, yeah, I found one. It was easy, actually. And it's my first ever under on this type of prop. And I'm on Trey Murphy, under 3.5 threes at -139. I thought it was worth the juice. He just had 12 threes last game, 44 points. Showed me you could do that again and get 4. Prior to that game that he had 12, he had 8 straight unders to this number of 3.5. I hate the juice, and it's probably the biggest juice I gave out on this show, but I really like this prop. Like, you had 12 threes. I just don't see you doing that again. Like, you went 8 straight unders prior to that 12 threes. That's an outlier. You're not the Trey Murphy that you used to be. Hopefully it's a blowout, and we ain't got to worry about it. So I really love it. I felt like it wouldn't even take much breakdown. Like, this is the spot that we always like, outliers when players go out there and score 50-something points or all these threes. Like, come on, 12 threes?
You nailed it.
You had 36 points.
I was like, well, of course. He just went for a career high 44. I don't know. You know, sometimes when I'm reading so many notes, it just doesn't occur. Like, of course, that's now. I don't want the threes. I just want the under 22.5 points.
I thought about that too.
Yeah,
and I wanted to play them both, but it was just 12 threes. It just screams outlier. Like, and then 8 straight unders prior to that. I'm gonna go back into. I might even look into his points and add that too. But I just like the threes so much that I didn't mind the juice.
Wow, this is an 8.5 right now.
Wow, that's crazy.
I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, you're right. I'm seeing it.
Wow.
And that's wild because I like Wine Times over. I did like the Pelicans, and I missed the number, but I only missed the number because I like the Trey Murphy under so much more than anything else in this game that
Jesus.
I bet that under and I just wrote it off.
So, what did you get for the VIG on the under 3.5 threes?
Minus 139.
Well, this at the sharpest, what I believe is the sharpest offshore in the world, they've got it at minus 156.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I'd
under
like to see
3.5
that.
threes.
Yeah, it's a lot of juice, but like, come on, do it again.
Wow. Also, at this offshore here, I'm gonna have to bet this now because at this offshore here, his under 22.5 is minus 138.
I was going to ask you, what was his points under? 138?
138. But here at, ho hum 365 public, where they, succeed off of VIG, this is a minus 120 to the under.
Oh no, I should have thought about that. 44 points? Come on, Jimmy. That means you only had 8 points outside of threes. Because he had 44 points and 12 threes. You only scored 8 points, 4 regular field goals. If my math is mathing.
I like it, man. I like where you're at here. This is regardless of the outcome. I really like that you brought this to the attention. I mean, but now when Murphy hits one, I hope Ant says to DiVincenzo, "Let me guard him."
And that was my thought process. Like the same way we know he had 12. I would like to think Minnesota knows he had 12. Like it's not like it's sealed information. So like if 1 or 2 go down, stick him. That's all you gotta do, keep a hand in his face. He gonna jack him up. He gonna keep shooting him.
Oh, I like it.
12 and 19. You shot 19 threes?
I like it a lot. I like it a lot, man.
That's a whole lot of 3 points. Like 19 threes. 12 and 19, 44 points. That's wild.
Saturated says fading 3-pointers made is his favorite prop in the NBA right now. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so let's roll on here. Fernando Mendoza on the Pelicans plus 9.5. So is Mark Navarez. I am off that spot, but Justin got me somewhere. Thank you. I'm looking forward to betting that. All right. I like it. The outcome. It's not about the outcome to me. Obviously, it is in the long run, but
yeah, to me is when especially when you say what you just said. So to me, that got you on there. If it don't cash, be like, should have kept my mouth shut. But I like it. I'm gonna join you though after the show. I'm gonna join you on the under.
I like
the points.
It works for me always. I mean, I don't remember. Honestly, I couldn't tell you the last time it didn't. After a player had a career high, I couldn't tell you. I don't. It doesn't happen. We don't get it. You only get to bet it 5 times a year or 6 times a year. It's not like
it don't happen much, but when you do, you gotta take advantage of it.
I agree. All right,
and like you said, I'm okay with the outcome.
Yeah. All right, let's roll. Justin hitting leadoff for us. We got 2 games left on today's show. Memphis Grizzlies 20-29, 9-13 on the road. Portland Trailblazers 23-28, 13-13 at home. Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. While you guys are breaking this one down, I'm going to go ahead and bet it because I'm a little worried that I wait now or 45 minutes and it's 21.5. So here we go. Memphis 3-7 over their past 10. 11th fastest pace, 100.55 possessions a game, shooting 46.7 from the field and 35.9 from 3. Portland 4-6, 9th fastest pace, 101.2 possessions a game, shooting 45.2 from the field and 32.4 from 3. They've been playing very, very poorly. But you know who we have making his season debut here? Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is going to be on the floor for the first time this season. We don't know how long he's going to play. It sounds like Abdia is out, though. He's missed 7 of his last 11. Let's do a double check here after. Well, I guess shoot around hasn't happened yet, or maybe it's happening now. Abdia is questionable. Abdia is questionable here, but if from listening to Thiago, it doesn't sound like he's going to play. I don't want to put too much into that. Just keep that in mind. Everybody out for the Grizzlies. Ja, Ty Jerome, Edie, Clark, Aldama. Pippen is questionable. So the expected starting center is Olivier Maxence Prosper. That is your starting center here. He had sat 4 straight games before getting to play 26 minutes last time. So get used to seeing him for the Memphis Grizzlies, 23-year-old kid. He's on a 2-way contract, so we don't know if he sticks around and stays. Oh, I'm jealous. Very jealous here. I just got to wait 2 more days till Super Sunday here. So let's roll here. Timeline 9-502 is on Portland minus 8.5 and the under 232. So we know who's going to be in and who's going to be out. So let's finish off the breakdown here. So these teams play here tonight and tomorrow night, which is great. You don't have to move on this game at all. You cap it. You can decide whether to move live if you want, but you know that you've done work that's going to help you for tomorrow. And thank you one time for changing the graphic here. So these guys, again, play in Portland tonight and tomorrow night. The Grizzlies coming off their second straight win, 129-125 at Sacramento on Wednesday. Sacramento's 10th straight loss. We'll talk about that in a second. Ty Jerome went for 28, 10 of 14 shooting. Cam Spencer, 20. Jalen Wells, 18. And it was their first game without JJJ. 4th overall pick in the 2018-19 draft. JJJ traded to Utah Jazz. 8-player deal that included 3 future first-round picks. The players that Grizzlies received were Walter Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, and George Nang. God, Nang's just passed around, man. This is game 2 of 5-game trip. Blazers coming off their 6th straight loss, 131-25 at home to Phoenix on Tuesday. Jeremy Grant scored 23, Shaedon Sharpe 19, and Vit Krejci, acquired from the Hawks on Sunday, made his debut, 5 points in 14 minutes here. And as I said, Scoot's going to be back. So let's pull up the line history and hear Justin's plan. We have Portland opening up minus 7.5. They're now minus 9. Big move towards them. This initially went to 7, but all the way up to 9 now. I guess maybe that's Scoot. I guess can't be Scoot. From a total scenario, that's just got to be action. This opened up at 234.5, got to 235, down to 232, 231.5 at 7 this morning. Now we're back up at 233, but we have dropped 1.5 points. These teams, especially the Grizzlies, have been playing high scoring games. Timeline's on the under here. And when we get to the cash flow, we have 66% of tickets, 65% of cash on the Blazers, 94% of tickets on the under, 89% cash on the under. Justin McKelvey, our second to last game on the board, Grizzlies Blazers.
Yeah, something that you mentioned as soon as you started is what one of the reasons when we look into it. Stacks play today, number 2, is Donovan Clingan, 13-plus rebounds at plus 100. Memphis has absolutely no centers. They're starting center. Donovan Clingan is like 5 inches taller than them. I just don't understand how it was 12.5, and it wasn't even really juiced. And it took me so long. I would have been posted. I was looking at it last night and couldn't get a line to it. And I'm like, their centers like Gigi, like they don't have like no height. And Clingan, like he's like 280 pounds. Like he's just gonna bully their whole team. Everything that comes off the rim, he's grabbing. And some books, I don't have a book, but some books have like first half markets, and I laddered it, but just for stacks, is when we to play 13 plus at plus money. Like, there's no way, it's impossible for him not to get 13. Like, you so much bigger than the whole team. How you can't just get 13?
Yeah, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense here.
He should just stand there like this. Literally. He's like 7'2", right?
Yeah, he's a big boy. Let's hear from Wine Time. We have Stacks play day number 2, Clingan, over 12.5 boards, plus 100 was available at Fanatics. I'm not sure what it is now. Let's hear, but it was tweeted out, put out on X a long time ago.
Yeah, I tweeted that earlier this morning.
Yeah. Wine Time, Grizzlies, Blazers, more to center. What are your thoughts?
I think I'm in a double up spot right here, guys. Heard someone mention bum fight here. I don't think the Portland Trailblazers are a bunch of bums. I think once they get fully healthy, this team's going to be a playoff team. Not saying they're going to make a deep run, but I mean, they're probably going to at least get into the play-in tournament, see where they go if Damian Lillard's healthy. If you got Denny Advia out there, you got Jeremy Grant coming off the bench, you got Scoot Henderson, you got Shaedon Sharpe. I mean, this team is like, it's kind of surprisingly, they didn't make any moves at the trade deadline. They didn't get rid of anyone. They didn't really add any pieces because I think they like the team they have right now. They've lost the last 5 straight games. We'll put some 5 games under 500, but I think this is a perfect get-right spot for the Portland Trail Blazers at home on a Friday night. We know this place likes to get going at Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. I want to be on the -8, -8.5, depending on what number I can find right now, and I also want to be on the Memphis Grizzlies team total under in this spot. I find it extremely hard to believe that this team is going to go out there and score 113 points. Right now, it's 112.5, -110. I want to be on the under in that. I want to fade the Grizzlies in every type of way I can. Winners of their last 2 straight games. I don't know if this team's going to win another game this season, depending on who they throw out there. But if you look at this starting 5 that they're going to throw out there, I think there's mismatches everywhere on the court. I think by the time the fourth quarter hits, the Grizzlies are going to, all those guys that haven't been playing a lot of minutes all season long, a lot of their younger guys are going to be running out of gas here in Portland. I'm going to make it official right here. Portland Trail.
Do you think, I don't mean to interrupt you, but do you think I think the D is going to be announced out?
No, I think he's going to play. The lines, I think the line's very telling, an 8.5 here. I'm surprised a team as bad as Portland's been playing right now, Jim, is laying an 8.5. I know the Grizzlies don't have anybody, but they're coming off 2 straight wins. I don't know why people aren't. The thing that I haven't pulled the trigger quite yet, I'm going to here on the air with you guys, is just the ticket. A little bit 66 and 65 of the money on Portland, and the line has moved a point in their direction. So I guess that is good. I'd like to see it get to a 9. It'd make me feel a lot better if I got an 8.5. So I'm going to move on the -8.5 at -110. And I'm also going to do this. This is a double up spot. I think we should be fading the Grizzlies here in this spot. I don't see a way that they get 113 points here. So we're going to take the under 112.5. Team total at -110. Double up spot here. Gonna play some right now. I'm gonna add it in my tweet as well when I tweet out all my stuff. I think that this is a perfect spot for the Blazers to absolutely smash a team that is missing a lot of pieces, don't have a lot to play for. And the Blazers, I think, are still playing for something. You can't tell me this team's tanking when Damian Lillard's going to start playing here in the next couple weeks. So give me the Portland Trail Blazers here and give me the team total under for the Grizzlies. Love these spots.
Yeah, you are in business here. I have okay, so here I have an article from the Oregonian, and it says, so this is from last night or yesterday, and he says, they say All-Star Denny Avdia likely won't play against the Grizzlies as he nurses a strained lower back, but Splitter said his starting power forward practiced Thursday and was improving.
Okay. If Denny gets ruled out, I'm going to get a better number, but I just placed it right now, so I'm already in on the 8.5 at -110. It's in. Pulled the trigger on it already, but if Denny does get ruled out, I mean, this is going to probably go down to a 7.5. I'm going to guess maybe even a 7, depending. I don't know how many minutes Scoot Henderson's going to play out there, but maybe it's more minutes for Jeremy Grant to go out there and show some life. I don't know, him coming off the bench. He can get you 20, 25 any given night off the bench. So I don't know. I think this is a perfect spot for the Blazers going up against a team that should be tanking the rest of the season. The Grizzlies have nothing to play for. They are not going to make a playoff run. I think that they should probably start. I'm not saying NBA teams. I mean, some teams do tank, I guess you could say, but this team looks like they should be tanking here coming up. And I think this is a good spot for the Blazers to get right, coming off losing 5 straight games and being at home on a Friday night.
I'm right with you. I'm going to wait, though. I'm going to wait. I'm gonna wait, but I love the breakdown. The under 112.5 -110, and the -8.5 was that a -110 too?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, you're in business. Okay, we'll roll on here, and we have Stacks play day number 2, Klingen over 12.5 boards at +100. Okay, so let's roll on to our final spot on the board here for this one. LA Clippers, Sacramento Kings, Golden One Center in Sacramento, California. Kings are 12-40, but they are 9-17 at home. They've lost 10 straight games, and Darius Garland is expected to be making his Clippers debut. DeAndre Hunter is playing his second game for the Sacramento Kings. Let's see if we can get any confirmation on that. No, Garland out.
Yeah, Garland will not be playing.
Okay.
Garland, I think, is out for quite some time.
No,
Yeah,
he
he's been-
said during the trade deadline, I'm ready to play.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah. So they're waiting one. I'd say at least 2 more games. But he said straight up, look, during in an interview, he's like, I can play now. I'm ready to play.
So now you out of Cleveland. Now you can play.
Yeah. So he won't play Friday or Sunday. So the next chance he has is Tuesday. Okay, so that's important. So Garland not playing Friday or Sunday. Jackson Mathurin out. I'm excited to see Mathurin in LA, man. It's good for the kid, man. Then we have Sabonis questionable. Obviously, nobody traded for him. It's wild how much his stock has dropped.
Yeah, don't nobody like him no more. That's
Yeah.
crazy. When I'm on him tonight.
It's
But-
wild.
It's like don't nobody want him. Like I don't know. It's weird. Like what happened?
Okay. Okay.
I'm
It's actually going to be blowing it up in LA in Clippers. I'm not. It's not a full blow up, but they're trying to get rid of. They've gotten rid of. The Zubac thing is just wild. I still can't.
Yeah. It's
Like, they got a ton for him, but the one thing that we know, and the best part to talk about is in football. If you're paying your quarterback $5 million, $10 million, remember when Cap and Wilson met in the Super Bowl? They were each getting paid $850,000. So at that point, you had an extra $20 million to build your team around. You'd think if you're paying Zubac $18 million, that you have all this extra money to build your team around. It comes up when you think of the Chargers paying $50 million for Justin Herbert. Well, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed.
0-3 in the playoffs, too.
$50 million every year.
0-2.
So I can't remember if it's 45 or 55, the actual number, but
It's insane.
Clippers, Kings here. Clippers 6-4 over the past 10, 23rd fastest pace. I don't really think we should put too much energy into these stats here for them because it's very different now without Harden. Sacramento 0-10, 20th fast pace, 98.25 possessions game, shooting 46.4 from the field and 33.4 from three. Clippers coming off their second straight loss, 124-91 at home to the Cavaliers on Wednesday. So we said yesterday, I said, look, Orlando coming off a 30-point loss, doesn't matter what the line is, doesn't matter what you do, you just have to bet it. And what did they do? It was just sit back and relax. We knew it was going to cash from the tip-off. Well, the Clippers are coming off of a 30-plus point loss here. Game 1 of a 4-game trip. Kings coming off their 10th straight loss, 129-125 at home to the Grizzlies on Wednesday. Hunter was picked up for Schroeder and Keon Ellis. Schroeder's now playing for his 8th NBA team. God, 9. And so DeAndre Hunter went for 9 points in 26 minutes. And Doug Christie, now we don't have Keegan Murray back, but Doug Christie's, always a bastion of positivity amongst this garbage fire. He says that he's very, very excited about pairing Hunter with Keegan Murray. This is the first of a back-to-back. They host the Cavaliers tomorrow night. So let's take a look at the line history here. First off, this total 222.5. Oh, move that point. I think I did this already, but I want to see this point spread one more time. And the spread is I didn't do it. Is Clippers minus 3.5. Huh. I guess I need to wait here. But I said this already, and I'm going to stick to it. I have to bet every team that loses by 30 points. I can't pick and choose because they're all cashing. And here I'm going to have to trust it. But 80% of the tickets and 91% of the cash is on the Clippers, which is astonishing. Has moved from 3 to 3.5 at circa at least. 80% tickets on the under, 86% cash on that under. Wine time. It's not the Lake Show, but it is an LA basketball team. Take it away, Clippers Kings.
Pull Daryl right here. I don't want to talk about this game, Jim. I don't want to talk about this game. You know me, Jim. I mean, these Kings are just taking ounces out of my pocket. It's insane what they're doing right now. Let's go back to Sunday, guys. When they take on the Washington Wizards, they take on Washington Wizards B team. DeRozan and Levine and Russell Westbrook. Sabonis was out of that game. All these superstars out there against all these young kids that are making $500,000 a year. You know what I mean? They lose the game. It's a close game. Levine and DeRozan go out there, do their thing. This last game was it was horrible to watch because I actually watched pretty much the whole entire game. And, DeRozan was trying to do everything he possibly could. The team doesn't want to play with each other. I've talked about it on numerous occasions. It's one-on-one basketball. You go out there, try to get a bucket, don't play defense, let the other team score. And it's pretty crazy to watch, guys. Like it's kind of sad in a way because you see these players that at the trade deadline, no one even wants to trade for these guys because they're making so much money and they're losers. They're proven losers in their career. It's sad to say because I'm a big DeMar DeRozan guy, but the team's costing me money, and I'm not going to go back to the window here as much as I want to. I want to be on the Kings money line here as a small dog at home against the Clippers. I mean, when was the last time the Kings have won a game? I told Jim on Wednesday, if they can't beat this Grizzlies team that was completely depleted, I don't know if they win another game this season. It's kind of crazy to say because you look at this starting five and it looks so good. And then you see him go out there. I imagine going to Sacramento Kings games as a fans and just seeing these guys making $35-40 million a year out there warming up. And you're just like, I'm paying money to see these guys win 12 games and lose 50. It's just going on a little rant right now. It's just kind of, it's crazy to see. With that being said, I'm off this game, long rant, but the only way I would be on the Sacramento Kings. And I just can't do it. Maybe I do it. Maybe I text Jimmy and Stacks at 6:30 West Coast time, say, I'm moving on these Kings. If the line moves towards them. Right now, the market is saying that 80% of tickets and 91% of cash is coming on the Clippers, and they only moved the line at half point towards them. This is a late game. This game doesn't go on for another 7.5 hours or so. So I'm off it, but it's Kings or pass, and I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, I get it. I'm going to have to bet the Clippers here, which sucks. I wonder, Justin, is this a Westbrook spot for you? No?
I wanted to, but I'm coming off of back-to-back losers with him. In the beginning of the year, it was so nice. Just Westbrook was treating me all right, but he don't mess with me no more, so I don't mess with him no more. But I'm gonna be on one of the two plays depending on the juice. I couldn't get. They was not giving me no Sabonis. That's why it's wild that because you didn't even know I was on it, and you mentioned him, but nobody wanted him. But I want him tonight. Pause. I'm on Sabonis. I'm going to be on it. I couldn't get no double-double price. If I'm juiced out, I'll just take his points and rebounds. But I really want his double-double. Right, that's like the only thing I can do for these Kings. I don't know why nobody wants Sabonis. I know why nobody wants Ja, but why don't nobody want Sabonis?
Wow. For real.
Like, I'm serious. Like, he really could be a major piece in a contending team. Like, he ain't got no off-the-court issue. Like, I'm not saying, like, he the best center in the world, but Sabonis all right.
He's not even the best center in his family.
I mean, that don't count, though. His dad was, like, you ain't supposed to be better than your dad.
Yeah, and his dad was incredible.
Yeah, so that's an unfair comparison. That's like being Michael Jordan's son.
Jeffrey?
Well, that's probably a bad comparison, too.
Jeffrey? Poor Jeffrey. Okay, so let me see.
I wanted a double-double.
Well, I found it at one spot, pretty expensive, minus 142. Here it's minus 140.
No, I'll take his points and rebounds.
So let's see.
If it's not juiced.
Let's see what we can get. Here we get I'm not even. I want to know he's in. So here I got the points and rebounds at 25.5.
Oh, I'll take that.
Let me see if I can beat that here. Oh no!
And I'm like you, Jimmy. I got to make up my mind. You nailed it, and I got to do the same thing because, like, 30-point spots in college, like Yale, Alabama, off a loss. But in NBA, 30-point loss, and I got off it. Like, my problem is, once it's throwing cash, like, I start being like, yeah, I'm done with this. But I just got to keep just betting it. I just got to wake up and bet it. Don't even cap the game and just bet it. But I wanted to ask you, maybe you call it a system, maybe you don't. You have some kind of under that you always bet on the first leg of a back-to-back, and I never wrote it down. And I always forget to text you and ask you.
It lost yesterday. It's still hitting at a high enough rate. But yeah, it's the double-digit favorite on the first leg of a back-to-back. The bigger the favorite, the higher the cash.
Double digit favorite first leg back
Of
to
back
back.
to back, because they get up and also, but add the asterisk. If it's soaring over, I don't think I've ever lost betting it live at halftime. Yesterday, there's nothing I could do. The first half looked like it was going to go over, and then 71 points were scored in the third quarter, and it messed it all up. It was 39-32 in the third quarter. So there was nothing I could do because it was sailing under, and then, but what happens is so that's actually the first time all year that I bet that and just lost it, because every other time the first half flies over and then I can live bet the under, and at least mitigates some of the losing here.
I'm gonna just start doing 3 straight losses before I get off, because that 30-point loss thing, I just stopped, and every time I look at the next day and be like, why didn't you bet it? Just keep betting it. Then I wouldn't have to cap the game. That's one game I could just write off. I could just cross out.
I've got something interesting here for you, though, that I want to ask you about. So you wanted the double-double. The double-double is this is the stuff that doesn't make sense. This is why I always think you got, in the player prop market, you really got to click around, look at alts, and see what. So you wanted the double-double minus 140. Well, to get 10.5 boards, it's plus 115. Does that make? I mean, how does that make sense? It doesn't make sense.
Double is 140.
Yeah. So they're saying that,
and we know he's going to get 10 points. I mean, don't we?
That's the only thing. I mean, what he ends with 9 points and 14 boards. I mean,
that tells me he's not going to get the rebounds. That's what that tells me. He's going to finish probably right at 9 or hooked at 10. But 140 tells me he's not getting 10.
Listen to this. If you want his under 10.5 boards at the sharpest book offshore in the world, it's minus 152.
How about 9 rebounds or over 8.5 rebounds?
An alt line rebound, they won't give me at that book. Here they're only giving God, this is so crazy. So listen to this. Over 9.5 rebounds is minus 155 at 365. But that's over 9.5 boards. But if you don't bother with that, like that's at the milestone rebounds. See, this obviously these are mistakes by the books. Anybody who bets that is not thinking clearly at all, because here it's 10 plus rebounds at minus 155. Oh no, I take that back, but they're saying that one rebound, so that from 9.5 to 10.5 is worth 50 cents or 70 cents.
But if his rebounds is at minus 152 or minus 150 something, and his double is minus 140, they're clearly saying it's his rebounds. I mean,
yeah.
Assuming that he's not a big assist dude, so assuming it's not the assist, but that's 9.5. That's telling me he's not gonna get his rebound prop. So I'll just take his points, because 9.5 at minus 150 and a double at minus 140 tells me he's not gonna get the rebounds.
Yeah, you're right, because the over 14.5 points minus 112 at the sharp offshore, over 10.5 boards plus 115.
Yeah, I'll take 14.5 points.
Let me see if I can beat that here.
I'm glad you said that. That's why, because I couldn't get no Kings props on Bet Rivers all the way up until. Matter of fact, I couldn't even get Trailblazers plot. I got Memphis props, but I couldn't get Trailblazers plots on Bet Rivers, because I wanted to bet Klingon on Bet Rivers, but I had to go to Fanatics.
Wow. Markel, that was the first thing I asked Justin, and no, he's staying away from Russ. So over 14.5 points minus 112 for Sabonis. All right, so there we go, man. There we go. So let's review all NBA action here for Friday, February 6th. And why don't we do the full review here? And you know what? I'll let you guys. I'll go over it here and make sure that I've got everything. But let's do the full review of all action here. Let's move this over. So let's start with you, Wine Time Sports. Go start with college and then roll into NBA, my friend.
Yeah, crazy. Zach LaVine is making $45 million this year, and he has a player option for next year for $48.3 million that he intends to opt into, as he should. Because
$45 million?
$48 million next
48?
year. 48. 45 this year and 48 next year. There's not a soul that would pay him 50. It's crazy. He's robbing them blind, but shout out to them for paying him. But with that being said, guys, college basketball, I'll start with that first. We're on VCU to start off the card, -7.5, -110. We moved on SIU money line +100. We also moved on UConn -2, -110. You can find a better number right now on that same game. Curious to see where this line goes here in the next couple hours as we get closer to tip-off. Then we've got 4 plays in the NBA. Couple spots I still might move on, but we officially moved on the Miami Heat +7, -120, the Indiana Pacers -1, -110, Blazers -8.5, -110, Memphis Grizzlies team total under 112.5, -110. A couple other spots I'm still thinking about moving on. Guys, if I move on the Sacramento Kings again tonight, I don't know. I'm going to try not to do it though. With that being said, that's my action. 7 plays today, guys. Let's have a winning day. We need it going into the weekend. Big day tomorrow. College hoops, NBA, on All About the Hoops right here on Pub Sports Radio. Join us, guys, early on, 7 a.m. West Coast time.
I read a good. I guess maybe it's not that good, but and I got to see from this year. But there was this article I read from last year for the worst contracts in the NBA, and I thought LaVine was on it. But he's not. The worst contract, I'll just give you the very worst contract they said in the NBA is Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
160. Yeah, the 161 million 3-year contract, and this was before he got hurt.
160 million? That's how much he's making?
161 over 3 years.
He wasn't even playing, right?
Right. No, and the expected value before he got hurt was 21.2 million. A difference of 139.8 million. The second worst contract in the NBA here is a huge surprise, and he's playing like an MVP this year. But it's Jaylen Brown. It was Jaylen Brown, 5-year, 285.4 million, and they expect the value at 178.3 million, but that's still a difference of 107 million. The
I think
third
Brown's
worst,
nice, but I don't think he's worth all that.
it's a ton of money. Third worst contract in the NBA. Again, now this came out last year, so this is before the season started. Was Joel Embiid, 4 years, 244.3 million, and his expected value 140. It's a difference of 104.1 million. Fourth worst contract, his buddy Paul George. The fifth worst contract, Kawhi Leonard. And then we have some interesting ones. Patrick Williams, sixth worst contract. He's 5-year, $90 million contract. The expected value, 18.9. That's a $71 million difference. Seventh worst, Jeremy Grant. Eighth worst, Jamal Murray. Don't forget, he's got a 5-year, $243 million contract.
That's crazy.
The ninth worst, DeAndre Ayton. And then it was before Scary Terry got busted. They were wondering why he shot 29.1% from 3.
Now we know.
Now we know. Justin, my man, hit us with your action from college into NBA.
Yeah, the only thing I need is I'm gonna need to do big for Sabonis' points when I get there at the end. I'm on Dayton. Stacks play today, number 1, Dayton, plus 7.5, minus 120. I'm on Yale team total over 77.5, minus 117. I'm on UConn minus 2, 109. I'm on Drake game over 143.5, minus 115. I'm on Illinois-Chicago plus 4.5, minus 107. That's the 5 college. NBA, I'm on Jaylen Brown over 37.5 points and rebounds, minus 107. Mitchell Robinson, 9+ rebounds, minus 135. The Knicks, what money line did you get? Was it plus 135 or plus 140?
Plus 140.
Knicks money line plus 140. That's what I had. Probably the most juice prop, best prop of the day. Trey Murphy under 3.5 threes, minus 139. Stacks play today, number 2. Donovan clean, 13 plus rebounds, plus 100. That was at Fanatics. And the last one is Sabonis over 14.5 points. And what did you say the big was?
Minus 112.
Minus 112.
Yeah.
That was it. That's 11 plays.
I love it. They have done a 2026 version of the worst contracts in the NBA. Again, from Sporting News. I should be able to find it because I thought Levine was on it, but I was looking at the 2025.
Those contracts are crazy.
It's insane.
We're in the wrong profession. Like Pat Williams.
Oh, I know. It's just.
Is he even playing right now? Where's he at?
That was my next question. Who the hell does he play for?
Let me look that up.
He played for the Bulls.
He did last year. He's decent 3-point shooter. Let's see.
Oh, here we go. We have the update. Okay, here we go. So this is, if you guys want to hear it, 2026, the worst. So now Embiid is the worst contract in the NBA. The difference from expected value is 149.2 million. Second, this is the one I read. This is when I was tripping out with the 2020. Devin Booker, number 2. Even though he's been great, he's a 5-year, $304 million contract.
Holy crap! That's a lot. That's insane.
The expected value is 204 million. You're still off by 100 million. The third worst, Paul George, 3 years, 162. There before he got suspended, expected value 66.2. De'Aaron Fox, number 4, 5-year, $260 million. His expected value is 168.2. Number 5, I'm sure you guys would have guessed this already. Anthony Davis, 175 million over 3 years. His expected value 86.4. So that's a difference of 89 million. Number 6, Jeremy Grant. So he's still on the list. There's our guy Patrick Williams, still on the list. Now, they're saying this is one of the worst in NBA history. This is now his expected value is 0. 0. He's the only one I've read that. So 4 years, 72, expected value is 0. Zach LaVine there. So I knew he was on it. Zach LaVine is 8. So he's got 2 years left, like you said, 96.5 million. His expected value, 27 million. And then 9th, Domantas Sabonis, 3-year, 136.4 million. He's only giving you 64.9. And then Jaylen Brown is on this list, even though he could be MVP this year. Isn't that amazing? That's how you know contracts are so fucked. That the MVP is one of the 10 worst contracts in the sport. 4 years, 236, expected value 167. Very, 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 very interesting stuff. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go over my action here, which I've still got to kind of formulate. But I was telling Wine Time on Wednesday, this is my favorite part. Now, after the show, sitting with all this information, all these notes, all this copying and pasting, and then the additions here. I understand Loyola-Chicago sharp. That doesn't mean that I want them. With Wine Time on VCU, stacks on Dayton, I'm going to leave that one alone. I still want Yale first half and Yale team total over and the back Yale being angry. I was so angry I got off of the Raptors yesterday. The 7.5 points doesn't make sense. I got to start trusting in some of these spots, the X's and O's behind the situation. Then both Wine Time and Justin on UConn, this line moved back to St. John's. I almost feel like the game might be out of my pay grade. Then Evansville, you guys know I want Evansville. I want to join Wine Time on the Salukis. I still have interest in Illinois State. Spooner liking Drake, so I'm going to spend more time on it. Northern Iowa and the Bradley team total under. I want to be involved in. We need to know what's going on with this UIC spot, if Crawford's back or not. So I'm going to wait to see if star player's back. Then I like the Heat. And I like the under in Heat Celtics. I'm trying to stay away from totals. The Pistons, I expect to be moving on here. I think that it's okay that Duran's out. Not okay, but they can handle it. Then the Pacers-Bucks game is a mess to me. I've already bet. I haven't posted it, but I bet the under 22.5 points for Trey Murphy at minus 120. Then the Blazers, but I want to wait until Avdia is announced out. And then I have to bet the Clippers. Justin here is on Sabonis, so I have to bet the Clippers. And that is our show for today. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us. Man, it's a 3-hour show. Seems like a very short show. So short. That's what's happened to us now. If it's not 5 hours, it's too short. Wine Time, great to have you back in business. So excited. Thank you for finding the way for our California and LA Cappers to get to Pubapalooza. That was all you. That was all Des too, right? That was all.
Yeah, we were going over it, and she's like, "Why don't you try out of Vegas?" And I was like, "You know what? I actually did, and it was a pretty affordable. Let me check really quick." And couldn't believe the price difference. I was like, and in-laws live right there, right outside of Vegas, so it works out really nicely, honestly. Shout out to you guys for having me as always. So stoked for Pubapalooza 5, guys. You guys haven't booked your ticket, book it now, guys. It's 40. Nate said it, 47 days away, 46 days away, depending on what day you're going to get out there. Doesn't matter what day you do, and it doesn't matter how long you guys do. Just get out there for a day or two. A couple days would be nice. Kick it with the boys, bet some games, drink some beer, chill in the Southtown 101 studio bar, watch the games. I'm stoked, man. I'm super pumped. I can't wait. It starts tonight, guys. We got to get this money. We got to win our action today. Got 7 plays posted right now. Everything's posted on Twitter. I will be back tomorrow morning, bright and early, 7 a.m. over here on the West Coast, right here on Pub Sports Radio. We have all about the hoops. Me, Dabby Cab, Guns Picks, Stack stops by, Kong stops by, Gorky stops by. I think Spoons might start dropping by as well on these Saturdays whenever he's available. No pressure, Spoons, if you're listening. But shout out to you guys as always. Love you guys. I'll see you guys next week.
There he is, our guy. Wine Time Sports, Justin McKelvey. I'm just really, probably inspired by your capping of late. I really like where you're going with it, the thoughtfulness behind it, the care, and then also the importance of success. I enjoy these Fridays very, very much. Thank you for all that you do for us, my man. I popped Justin's X handle here in the chat. Hit that link. Support our guy, Justin McKelvey. Justin, my man, do you have a Super Bowl party to attend? Or are you going to be rocking?
No, I'm gonna stab in, and I don't just like you said in the beginning. I'm not really I don't want to watch the games. I don't even want to watch the games with my friends. I want to watch the game by myself. But I'll come on pregame, and then when the game starts, I'm out.
Perfect.
It's just like, and especially now that I live by myself, I want to be by myself. And I want to watch the game. I don't need no one bothering me. I'm going to lock the dog, probably in a man cave somewhere. And I just want to watch the game in peace. So, no, I'm not a big Super Bowl party person. And because my whole thing is people start yelling and they ain't got no money on the game. And you start getting irritated. Like, you doing all that cheering. You ain't even got no money on the game. Meanwhile, I'm losing a bet. So it's just better for me just to sit in a dark room and watch the Super Bowl by myself.
Yeah. Or when they don't care about the game too. Like it does, even if they care or don't care, I don't want to know about it.
Right. But my whole thing is the dummies that be so hyped. You're not a fan and you don't have no money on the game. Like, what is you up there hollering, pounding your chest? Like, come on, man. Like, it's nerve wracking. And then it causes arguments and
yeah. No,
like right, you don't know I got a unit on this game and you pounding your chest about an interception. Did you bet on it? Like, so it's just better for me. Like, that's why I don't do Super Bowl parties. No, I used to. I'm too old for that now.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm right with you, man. Right with you. Thank you for all you do. I hope you are richly rewarded tonight. And thank you for that Trey Murphy angle. I really like it. So thank you for all that you do for us, my man. Hit that link. Support our guy, Justin McKelvey. Justin, any last words for the Capital Sport in the show?
No, thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here, man. There he is, Justin McKelvey, joining us here. That is our show for today. Check out our Super Bowl video and also book tickets down to San Antone. Thank you, guys. Sham, my man, the Godfather, going to be rocking with us in San Antone. Nasty Nate, of course. God, man, thank God we have our guy Nate rocking with us, man. He makes it so much fun. Saturated. We need you, Saturated. Come on down, man. A Wine Time, and Justin did a great job. Thank you guys for rocking with us. And those of you in the chat, The Solution, Markel, Eberk, Joseph Gomez, Dimitri. Thank you guys, man, for being here. Spooner. They're talking about the big Illini game tomorrow. Viper NB in the house. Timeline, Prime Virginia, Allen Action, Presidential Minded King, Super True Story, The Wager Detective, Fernando Mendoza, Mark Navarez. Thank you all. Rez Mob, Steady Mobbin, and Matty Ice delivering Taint. For those of you guys that missed it, the Taint play of the day is the under in the Bradley game here. The under 133.5 in the Bradley game. On behalf of all of this Pub Sports Radio, thank you guys for your support. Let's go out there and get that money, man. Let's go get that cash. Leche. Hey, los bookmakers. Man, need to win today. We must.
From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds. From down south, where we ride on clouds.
Pub Sports Radio's the crew, that's a fact. We all about bread, making bank accounts fat. Who the hell is that? LJ from the H. I stack green like Boston, shout out to Nasty Nate. From down south, where we ride on slab. 420 highway smoking with that boy Gabby Cap. Fly out to Denver for the Nugget fans so we can smoke out J Money, cause you know that's our mans. Us against the bookies, put money in our pockets. Fly out to Vegas, meet up with Ski Crockett. Hit the sports books, we got money to stack. Can't forget them college picks with that boy Connor Mack. Call up Dutch boy, cause you know we stay fresh. What's the strain of the day, homie? Watch the daily sesh. Roll up a paper plane, light up a Sparky. If I need a strikeout prop, we gon' holler at Sharpie. Cross over to the West Coast and holler at fam. If we talking NBA, I got to hit, try, wham. Always tapping in, money's what we trust. If I need a team total, gotta hit nut flush, cause I'm fishing for bait. Smoking straight to the chest. Gotta fly out to the beta, homie, moose money bets. From books to west, cash and checks what we do. Cause I'm hoop banging with Boss and the OG Raccoon. If we need it under, I gotta hit no nose. If I land on my prop, I gotta holler Big Show. Now we back to the East Coast for Nicky Fish tanks. We watching UFC, keeping money in the bank. Like Hard and Danny Betts and the whole damn crew. Nick's the only guy I know can drink a brew by his shoe, but hey, that's what he do. It is what it is. I can't forget that Jersey boy, that homie Billy Breeze. If I need an ice pick, I go to Ontario, holler my ice guy, Ian Bobino. And if I need some advice in trying to cash, tune into Peter Loshak and Jimmy the Bag. And hit that like button, make sure that you smash it. The famous words of Razor Sharp Picks, cash it. I'm on my poker shit, stacking my chips. If we ever lose a bet, man, we never gon' trip. Cause I'm like M, Pimp Slap Player of the Day. Ron Crawford spreadsheet, what more can you say? It's how we stay paid each and every day. Can't forget about the producer, say, hey, Jose. Tell your mother, your father, your son, and your daughter. Cause nothing's going down without the Don Jeff Slaughter. All you low baggers, hold it down in the chat. If you missed all that, the remix will be back. Yeah.